All right, and we'll come back now here as we wrap up the Miller's Mowing pregame show. Want to remind everybody, Miller's Mowing reminds you, if your field isn't game day ready, make sure to give them a call. As Georgia, we kind of got cut off there slowly into our pregame routine here, but the Pioneers, we said they have a great opportunity to give themselves a berth in the playoffs as Liam Hickey now entering and throwing the baseball over towards home plate. Always good to see Liam back out. Liam was out at the Elmira Enforcers game back a little bit ago, George, if you remember that night.
Yeah.
Now the Alzheimer's Foundation throwing out another first pitch. I guess technically that would be the second pitch, but still, yeah. Great effort there to try to make it from the mound. Don't always see that. As now having some issues with the headset. Let's try turning it up a little bit. That help any?
A little bit.
All right. Getting things going as, always a fun spot to come back here in Elmira and watch a game. Alex Bardo on the mound. This is going to be interesting. Bardo, who has traditionally been coming out of the pen, has just one start this season, but a 3.07 ERA. Pretty darn good. One win, no losses. Has pitched 29.1 innings, 37 hits, 14 runs, 10 earned, 11 bases on balls, and 15 strikeouts. So the numbers are where you want them to be.
Yeah, again, they're pretty impressive numbers. Bardo, a freshman at SUNY Cortland, didn't play all that much, but again, another local kid playing at Corning Paine and Post High School. We talk about the fastball in the low to mid 80s, 83 to 86, a curveball in the low 70s, 70 to 72, then the changeup 75 to 77. So, again, another local kid out on the mound for the Pioneers.
Certainly is, and it'll be hopefully to their advantage here as he finishes up his warm-ups. I do want to apologize to all of our great friends on YouTube Live. For whatever reason, getting some discoloration here through the camera. We will try to get that fixed before the next set of home games tomorrow in Oneonta. We'll see if it does the same thing. On the road, it has not been doing such, but we're getting late into the season, and the cord certainly takes some abuse traveling on the road, so we'll have to see. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring the rest of the season to you in live full color, but we do appreciate you joining us here again live from historic Dunn Field. Brennan Chisholm going to lead things off. Chisholm, as a leadoff batter, comes in batting .500, 3 for 6 as a leadoff guy. As he steps into the plate, see if Bardo can start things off the right way. Pioneers certainly got bogged down early last night. Second and third inning both saw 3 runs cross the board, and then again in the fifth for a 9-1 deficit. First pitch from Bardo, over for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. And Georgia missed the NYPD game back on Thursday. That was quite fun.
I saw there was a lot of interesting stuff happening.
There certainly was. As the next windup in the pitch. Over for strike 2. Bardo with 2 right out of the gate. Saw a manager pitch. A broadcaster get behind the plate and umpire. Certainly a newfound respect for the men in blue. As that one's chopped towards Trey Harmon. He makes the catch and makes it look easy as the Pioneers get the first out of the game. So Bardo coming in, and he is working the count.
Again, he's working quickly. He's finding a strike zone early. He's doing a good job.
As that's going to bring up Brock Kaufman. Kaufman has been moved to the inactive list, so he is, off of the stat sheet there.
But he's down there right now, so I don't know.
He certainly is. Interesting turn of affairs. Excuse me, they've changed things up here. So perhaps
that is number 14.
Kaufman came out as, I believe that's going to be Sperling. Daniel Sperling. Now that we do have stats on. Get those to you in just a second as he cuts on one there for strike 2. Daniel Sperling steps up. He's 253 this year, 21 for 83. So our lineup card was faulty.
Now we know why Kaufman was listed as an because he is actually not here. It wasn't actually him.
Good to know. As there's a swing for strike 3, Alex Bardo going hard. And 2 quick outs here in the top of the first.
6 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 outs.
As
that's what I call efficiency, John.
That is definitely efficiency. As that's going to bring up Noah Fisher, the second baseman. Fisher, 282 on the season, 29 for 103. Certainly can't say he hasn't gotten his share of at-bats.
Yeah.
as Bardo comes set, winding and delivering right down the gut again. If Geneva's going to sit back, Alex Bardo is going to walk all over him. We'll have to see, as now Bardo comes back set. He winds and delivers. Taken for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I was waiting for that immaculate inning.
Couldn't quite get there, but we'll have to see. Still can do it in certainly a decent amount of pitches here. Cut on and fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Alex Bardo heads back out on the mound, paying homage to the school with the bright red shoes. SUNY Cortland, the Red Dragons. As the wind and the pitch. Cut on, drilled out there towards left, and that's going to get down. So a hit will be recorded in the inning. That's going to bring up first baseman Nick Labraska. Labraska, a 254 hitter, 459. As he comes up to bat with runners on base, Labraska hitting just a $194. Not the best stat line in the world, George.
No, he didn't do all that well in the last game. He went 0 for early on him, and in the extra innings in the last game he played, he had a double in the 11th. But other than that, he was 0 for.
Certainly don't want to see any extra innings tonight with the fireworks displayed due. As now, Bardo comes back set. The wind, the pitch. Taken for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Again, Nebraska had a couple of big swings, a couple of balls that went just foul of home runs. They all went just to the left of a foul pole down the left field line.
Well, Nebraska, more your stereotypical first baseman, the hard hitter, real big man, doesn't move a ton off of first base. So starting to get away from that up in the major leagues now, but this would be your prototypical back in the 90s first baseman as he takes a cut. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here in the top of the first inning, Alex Bardo and the Pioneers trying to put up a 0 for the first time here tonight. Haven't had to make any of our usual calls as of yet, George.
No.
As now Bardo takes a look down at first, comes back set. He winds and delivers. In there on the inside corner, 1-2.
It's just kind of snuck one in the back door there.
Nebraska had to check and make sure where that one had caught the plate. A little easier to see from up here, but I'm sure standing in the batter's box, it gives a certain different feeling. The wind and the pitch. In there for strike 3, and Nebraska is furious and lets the umpire know it. So, 2 strikeouts in the top of the first. The Pioneers will come up to the plate next. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and with that, the Pioneers are going to come up for the first time here tonight, George. The Pioneers going to try to echo that hit and see if they can move things along for themselves. So, of course, starting things off, Jeff Mejia. And we've talked about Mejia as a leadoff batter. 457 in 35 attempts. Crane, however, we talked about his numbers back before the game, certainly has had his troubles against the Pioneers so far.
Yeah, he's a familiar face. We saw him the other night. He took that line drive off his arm.
So I'm sure when Trey Harmon comes up, he won't be anxious to throw a strike. 1 ball, no strikes. As now again, Crane coming set. He winds and delivers. Cut on. That one popped out there towards left. Backing up. Making the catch. So Mejia goes 0 for 1.
And Crane doing a lot of what we saw the other night, working very quickly. By the time the ball gets back in his mid, he's set and he's ready to go.
He likes to move quick, and I'll tell you what, we certainly can appreciate that. As once again, Brody Moore steps up.
Brody Moore's not even in the box, and Crane's already set on the mound.
Crane does not like to waste a lot of time.
Nope, and that's one of the things the Pioneers can do is kind of disrupt his timing, slow the game down a little bit.
Certainly. As now the wind and the pitch, as soon as Brody Moore gets into the box, that one's bounced up for a ball, though, 1-0. So again, got the chance to meet Brody Moore's mom and grandma there last night. That was fun. Don't often get to meet the players' parents, as we do appreciate all of you guys tuning in. The wind and the pitch, cut on by Brody, hop towards his same position as the shortstop throws. That comes off the bag, and the umpire says he stayed on. Part of the advantage of being as tall as the first baseman for Geneva is, I'll tell you what, that certainly does help when Nick Nebraska can jump and still keep a foot on the base.
Yeah, we talked about Nebraska being one of those kind of more immobile first basemen. Definitely not that, as he had to jump up and then just kind of toe tap the bag.
As that'll bring up Nathan Pang. Pang takes a strike on the outside corner. We talk about Pang all the time. He plays every position tonight, moving to left field after playing third base last night. The wind and the pitch. Cut on by Pang, driven towards left center. That is going to be caught by the center fielder. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Pioneers, as now the Pioneers will head back to the field. 0-0 as we head for the top of the second. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. As Alex Gow comes up, first pitch taken for a ball. So a little bit of an odd start for Bardo. So we were just electric sliding through the...
Some people were.
Well, certainly.
I was not.
The pitch, cut on there, fouled away.
You were.
1 ball, 1 strike. I certainly was. I enjoy being my age.
I haven't been to a wedding in a long time, therefore I've not done the electric slide in a long time.
Oh, it was called high school dances back in the day, George. As now Bardo comes set, the wind and the pitch. cut on, drilled toward second base. DeRigi snaps it up, throws over, and in time. So the first out made very quickly as Gao was unable to lead things off. That's going to bring up Brandon Cooper. Cooper, the fourth best hitter on the team. George, you got some stats for us?
I'm about to say 348 hitter. He's got 6 doubles, 3 triples, and 6 home runs.
Impressive, for sure. He certainly has a power bat. Bardo going to have to try to tone that down. As again, we've got 5, 6, 7 all due up this inning. 5 already went down. Cooper cutting on the first pitch he sees. He drills it through. Brody Moore not stretching out for that one.
I know, a little
surprising.
Yeah.
As they get the ball back in quickly, but that'll be the second hit of the night for the Geneva Red Wings. Certainly not what the Pioneers were hoping to start off with here.
No.
As Cross Grundy comes up. Grundy, who this season batting .245, 4 doubles, 2 home runs. See if he has any success off Alex Bardo. As Bardo has to go back to the stretch. Second time in 2 innings. As well as Bardo's pitching, you feel a little bad seeing him move into the stretch. As now, the wind and the pitch from Bardo in there for a ball. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner stands on first base. And George, the Pioneers, going down 1-2-3 in that first inning, that is always a little concerning to start off a ball game, especially when you know the success that they've had has come from early runs.
Yeah, we've seen the last couple games. That one goes for a strike. They've scored early and often the last couple games, and again, they went down early again. They've seen a lot of Crane, so hopefully that kind of
hopefully
gives a low idea of what he's doing.
As the broadcast booth next to us, letting me know 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, a Tioga Down showdown. As again, the you too can be an all-star. Make sure you check out Smash Mouth live at the end of August, only at Tioga Downs. Wasn't going to miss it, just finishing a point. As once again, Bardo coming set, the wind, the pitch, taken for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Geneva hitter questioning the umpire again. I'll tell you what, that is not a sound strategy, Cotton.
No.
Let's see if it pays off.
Let's see if it pays off.
As now again.
And he was working, he's listed with a curveball changeup, but looked almost like a cutter or a slider.
Well, the interesting thing about pitchers is they always are developing. It seems like anytime you look at a pitcher doing some bullpen sessions, they continue to develop other pitches. You have a good fastball, a good changeup, and then for whatever reason, even into the major leagues, you'll still see the single A, double A levels. They continue to develop a 4th, a 5th, a 6th pitch that then becomes the put away pitch.
It looks like, like a cutter or a 2-seamer, something that's hitting the back door of these right-handed batters.
As now again, the wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled away. So 1-2 again. As Bardo having to work a little bit here to get Cross Grundy. Hopefully we'll be able to put him out of there as they still have a runner standing on first. See DeRigi cheating a little bit over towards the bag, not in the usual second base spot.
Nope, double play depth already.
Brody Moore also at double play depth, but a little bit more back towards the usual shortstop spot as that one's fouled away again. So 1 ball, 2 strikes seems to be the the sticking point right now for Alex Bardo. Certainly a warm afternoon.
We might turn the fan on later. We had a nice
Might
breeze.
have to.
We had a nice breeze in the pregame, but now it's gone away. The
Faded a little bit for sure.
The flag's hanging straight down out there in center field.
Yep. As the wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Swung on and missed, excuse me. As Cross Grundy goes down on strikes. The 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. That's going to bring up Dylan Schwarmer. Schwarmer. Have to take this with a grain of salt, folks, but 458 batting average in just 7 games started, 8 games appeared in. So we're talking about 11 for 24. So technically still very early in his season, if you will.
A little bit, but 11 of those hits or 5 of those 11 hits are doubles.
They are. As now the wind and the pitch. Taken, thrown down to first, and runner is off and going, and Harmon won't waste the throw. So I thought I heard a strike called. Yes, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. as the quick throw to first definitely caught the runner, but the runner ended up taking off as soon as he saw it coming down.
I think it surprised Harmon. He turned around to tag the guy. He thought he had just kind of leaned off the bag a little too much, but he was already down at second.
As the next pitch taken for a ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As we hear faint sounds of metal grinding metal here, as again, 1 strike, 2 outs. And you see Bardo check on that runner. He will come set, wind, deliver, cut on, popped up. This should be playable. Pang will be called off by the center fielder. It's caught by Mejia, and down goes Dylan Schwarmer. Pioneers will be up next as we will see 4, 5, 6 coming up to the plate. Hopefully the Pioneers can start something offensively. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. As we come back here live, Trey Harmon will be the next man up. As now Harmon, the 2019 Home Run Derby winner, gonna have to see how he can do as a leadoff hitter. So far this year, 8 for 16, a 500 average as a leadoff man. Harmon good at the plate. I mean, he's been good at the plate. He hasn't hit a heck of a lot of power, but he's gotten hits as he blows that one out there towards right center field. And that will get down towards the wall. So as soon as I say that, kicked around a little bit. Harmon may have a shot at 3. He's going to hold up at 2. And probably a good idea for him, but he leads off with a resounding double.
Not the speediest guy out there, so a nice clean double out there to the warning track in right center field.
Well, out to the warning track may be the key point, as once again, I just talk about he hasn't been always showing that much power, but certainly does there. As now again, coming back, Bryce Moskowitz. So Moskowitz stands in. He waits. As now again, the wind, the pitch, taken for a strike as Zach Crane going right back to work. We talked about the pace at which he moves. And also, you know what's a little weird here, George? If you watch how he sets up, literally no difference as he moves into the stretch. Exact same stance from the side, doesn't really change anything, takes a quick look back and goes. As you're not going to chime in on that.
That's how I was watching him again. He falls off very heavily to that first base side, as we said the other day.
Certainly had to be a little afraid with Trey Harmon standing at the plate. 1 strike count. The wind and the pitch. That'll be fouled off by Moskowitz. Not sure he meant to put the bat on that one, but 2 strikes. As coming back set. Crane moving a little slower now with the runner on, so maybe that's the big difference. As he's a little bit more deliberate here. As he looks in. Now he comes back, set. Winds and delivers. Cut on, ground ball. Harmon will be running as that one eats up the shortstop. Over to third and in time. is Trey Harmon. So that'll put runners at the corners. I believe that's going to be a reach on an error,
I would think so.
as that is the official scoring. So Moskowitz goes 0 for 1. As that brings up Brennan DeRigi, as didn't quite get the usual call. We want to hear it. Let's hear it real quick. Give it for me here. Not going to get it. Didn't get it. All right.
That's a shame.
So, stepping up, DeRigi looks out. Crane coming set. The line, the pitch. In there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. As coming back set. Crane. Really going to have to battle now with runners on first and third, George.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early on. If you can roll that double play and sacrifice a run, it's probably their best option here.
The line and the pitch. Taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still nobody out here.
No. Again, technically, their best option would be that no one comes around to score. But if you realistically, one's probably going to score. And if you can roll a double play and get those 2 outs early on,
that would be huge. Next pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 count. As now again, coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. DeRigi with a sharp eye there. Hard to believe a couple games ago, DeRigi able to blast one over the fence up in Newark for a grand slam home run.
wow.
First we saw of them all year as, again, the Pioneers able to turn it on late. Now need to get it going here.
We'll take 3 right here.
The line, the pitch. Cut on by DeRigi out there towards left. This will score the run as the catch is made. So the first out is made. The run will come around to score. And DeRigi earns himself a sacrifice fly. So the Pioneers already tie their complete score from last night here in the bottom of the second. That's going to bring up Kyle Richardson. Richardson, the designated hitter here tonight. Richardson from Eastern Tennessee State University. See what he can do as he steps in. Certainly a little bit more pressure here on Zach Crane as a runner still standing on base. Only 1 out. See if Richardson's going to attack here early. He takes a strike. 0-1. Richardson does not look happy with that.
A little bit outside.
Everybody really questioning the strike zone here tonight. Not loving the zone of the home plate umpire.
As long as it's consistent.
Throw over. Not in time. As standing back up. Moskowitz over there on first base. Did reach on an error, so no official hit for him, but he stands where he wants to be. Pioneers needing to get the hitting going again. As now coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Taken way outside. We saw this a little bit the last time he pitched as well. A little bit wild. We attributed that a lot to the being hit by Trey Harmon's comebacker, but you wonder if it might just be the way he pitches. If it goes outside trying to get people to chase. But this pitcher certainly has to be on the catcher, has to be on a skateboard back there. As that one's drilled up just behind the shortstop. The center fielder comes all the way in. That was quite a run for third White. As now again, 2 outs. As Kyle Richardson flew out there. Henneman will be the next man up. The Canisius College freshman from Corning, another local player.
Yep. Hit 306 for Canisius last year.
As he steps in, looking to make some contact here. It hasn't been the easiest thing for him this season. Just a 250 hitter, 2 doubles, the only extra base hits of the season. See if he can put the bat on the ball here and get something going for the Pioneers. The windup and the pitch taken outside. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. As the Pioneers trying to get the 8th and 9th batter of the lineup up. As Sexton stands on deck right now.
You talked the last game against Geneva. That bottom of the lineup virtually did nothing for them.
As that one hammered out to right. This is going to get foul, but will not be playable either. So, again, that'll send Moskowitz back to first base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As we'll see again if Trevor Henneman can get things started.
Went 1 for 4 with 2 sacrifices in that crazy 12-inning game last time we were out here.
Certainly was quite the long game.
Actually, 13 innings.
13 innings, yes. Ended in the bottom of the 13th. That's in there for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs as Trevor Henneman trying to find a way on base.
I think this is the first time either pitcher has been behind an account in this game.
Certainly been a attack style game, if you will, George. As now again, the wind and the pitch. Cut on, ground ball fouled. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A Tioga Down showdown. Now,
Getting heckled here.
Getting heckled from the booth. What the heck, boys? As now coming back up, Henneman looking to put a ball in play. The wind, the pitch. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Henneman would take a walk.
Yeah.
He would certainly get on base however he could.
Yeah, first full count of this ball game.
As now again, Henneman stands in. He waits as he faces down Zach Crane. Crane certainly a hard pitcher up there as he takes ball 4. Again, that catcher has got to be on a skateboard down there, George. Has to move right to left every time he gets a new side of the plate covered.
Yeah, we saw that left-handed batter's box got really scuffed up the last time they were out here.
As now Andrew Sexton coming up. Sexton, the right fielder tonight, junior outfielder out of Xavier this season. Sexton, not exactly where he wants to be, $185, but with runners on first and second and 2 out, this is where the Pioneers love to eat. The metaphor works. Yeah. As Sexton pops that one foul right back up towards the booth. No balls, 1 strike. See if the Pioneers can add another run here in the bottom half of the second inning. 1-0 lead so far. The Pioneers have done that on just 1 hit. Coming back set. Of course, that hit a rather lengthy one from Trey Harmon. As Crane checks on the runners, winds and delivers. Taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sexton struck out 3 times the last time he faced Geneva. Did walk once, but had no hits in that 13-inning game.
As now he waits. Crane really taking his time out there on the mound. He winds and delivers. Taken right down the gut. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, kind of throwing him off with the guys on the base pad. So we talked about how quickly he has worked when he's not pitching out of a stretch, and he's been kind of slowed down, and that's what we said the Pioneers had to do to take advantage of him tonight.
As now the wind, the pitch, cut on, ground ball towards first, knocked down there by the first baseman. Sexton racing it out, and he will not be there before the pitcher. So Sexton goes 0 for 1. We head to the top of the third. Pioneers with a 1-0 lead. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, Thursel White will be the first man to greet Alex Bardo. George, tell us a little bit about Thursel White.
Thursel White, a 310 hitter this year, is 27 hits, 6 of them doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, 8 RBIs, and he has struggled against the Pioneers despite those really strong numbers, John.
He has, and I'll tell you what, the Pioneers, I'm not sure what it has been, but he chases quite a bit against Pioneers pitching. As the wind, the pitch is inside corner, 0-1. As White now reacting largely. As you look back, George, I see you flipping through your book.
Yeah.
How was White's last outing here at historic Dunfield?
Well, he struck out 3 times. He came to around to score in the 8th, but not all that much.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate run in the top of the 8th inning. That really hurt your Pioneers as they were trying to keep the game tied. One more run could have gotten them through, but Thursel White, with a big run, able to push it to extra innings. The wind and the pitch, taken for a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So, Thursel White down at the bottom of the order, batting 9th today. A little bit of a move down in the order for Thursel.
Yep.
As Bardo comes set, he winds and delivers. Cut on, played by DeRiggi, throws over to first, and with Thursel White's speed, you're not going to get him when you got to wait that long.
Has a tough one for DeRiggi. The ball it took a weird hop off, but Durden really backed him up into the outfield. And, I don't know if I would have made the throw if I was him. The way that ball kind of jumped up there, he's lucky he didn't make a bad throw.
But he didn't, and luckily Trey Harmon standing over there was able to make the catch. Harmon did try to reach back and touch the base. I'm not sure that he knew where Thursel was, but White able to beat that one out. As now, Brennan Chisholm, 0 for 1 on the day. The wind and the pitch, taken for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. The Pioneers still looking for the first out at the top of the 3rd. As White earned himself a hit there. That's the 3rd hit of the game for the Geneva Red Wings. As Bardo comes back set, he winds and delivers. Cut on, popped up. This could be playable. Harmon having trouble tracking. That will get foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. So, unfortunate for the Pioneers and for Alex Bardo as Trey Harmon had a bad read on that one.
Just out of his reach in foul territory.
So a 1-1 count. As the top of the order going back to work, Chisholm, Sperling, to be followed by Fisher if they can't turn the double play on Thursel White. White taking his lead over there. Not a huge lead. As coming back set, the wind and pitch from Bardo. The faux run goes right back to Bardo on the mound, but he can't handle it. Scooped up and not going to be in time. That will allow another runner to get on base. So runners at first and second as Bardo having some issues here starting off the top of the 3rd.
It's tough. You have those instincts just to grab a ball when it's coming right at you. If he'd let that one go.
It was right to DeRiggi.
It was right to DeRiggi. He may have had a double play opportunity. At least got 1 runner out, but now you got 2 men on, no outs.
As Bardo takes a long look inside. He waits. Coming back set. The wind and the pitch. The bunt is shown and taken for a ball, 1-0. So Sperling 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. They did give Brennan Chisholm a run or a hit on that one. So he goes 1 for 2. As again, Bardo check on Thursel White, the wind, the pitch. The bunt is laid. That is going to be a strike on the attempt, but was unable to make contact. Bardo certainly putting on a show there. Yeah. Missing the attempted bunt. A little hard to do. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As now we'll see if Sperling tries bunting yet again.
A little surprised for shortstop
He
playing
squares.
way off the bag.
He certainly is. He's running over to cover 3rd.
Yeah.
Makes sense, as if the ball is to pop up. DeRiggi is upset about the call out there at second base. He was staring right in, not understanding how that was ball 2. So DeRiggi was very upset by that one. As now, Bardo comes set. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike, as now the bunt will be off the table. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, perhaps not. We have seen it already this summer where they did lay the bunt down with 2 strikes. Not sure that that's Sperling's strong suit as we've seen so far. The wind and the pitch. Cut on. That one lofted towards center field. Mejia is going to have the read, make the catch, and he will hurl it in quickly, hitting Brody Moore, the cutoff man, and not allowing Thurston White to advance. So a perfect play there by the Pioneers on Daniel Sperling. Coming up next, Noah Fisher. Fisher 1 for 1 on the day. Certainly want to reverse that. As George is digging through his stat book again, so he must have some interesting information for us.
I was about to say he didn't have a great night the other night either. Only had one hit that came in the first, struck out a couple times. One time, walked twice.
That one grounded right through the infield, scooped up by Peng. No, Peng's going to miss it. That's going to allow... No, Thurston White holds up just a bit too long.
He got the stop sign held up on him, and again, he took the hard turn. The coach held him up, but once the ball dropped, he kind of looked at him like the stop sign was up. He listened.
He did.
And now he got the bases loaded. Tough one.
A real tough one with who's coming up. Nick Nebraska 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He was visibly animated about his strikeout call. But with the bases loaded, Nebraska not the guy you want to see come up to the plate.
Now, again, we talked about a dangerous hitter. With one swing, he can really turn this game around for Geneva.
Certainly could. Surprisingly this year, just the one home run, but certainly we've seen the ability to hit the ball a long way from Nebraska. As now Bardo comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and miss. Nebraska aiming for the shamung. As now.
And all the balls he hits are just line drives. We're not those high fly balls that just kind of drift foul. They are just screamers down the line every single time.
For sure. Well, idealistically for the Pioneers, you'd love to turn 2 here. But would just take getting out. As that goes through the infield, that's going to score 1. Bounces toward Peng. A second run coming around. That's way up the first base line. So 2 runs are going to score. And the Pioneers now trail 2-1.
Again, that one wasn't a screamer, but it did the job. It went through the exact same hole as that last hit. So again, Bardo, we talked about if he falls apart early, it's going to be kind of tough. It hasn't started a lot this year.
No, just one other start.
He doesn't necessarily have amazing stuff. Looks like we might have someone going out to the bullpen.
Oh, we'll have to see what the Pioneers choose to do here. They certainly had to use the bullpen quite a bit yesterday as the next pitch grounded. Missed by the third baseman. That'll send the runner around, heading for home. Scooped up, thrown towards home, and though it stopped, a third run will cross the plate. So again, Alexander Yao now gets himself an RBI. As that'll bring up Brandon Cooper.
That's a tough one. I mean, the way that was played over at third, it just kind of backed up on him. He actually the runner ran through the stop sign over at third, but as we get a visit out to the mound, number 39 out there in the bullpen.
39 warming up would be,
I believe.
We took to take a look down at the roster. I want to say it's Busher, but I'm not 100%. Yes, Matt Busher is doing the warming up down in the bullpen. So it would be Busher following Alex Bardo. Bardo has not pitched poorly. He has gotten the ground balls. He has gotten the hits he needed to. Just poor defensive play has led to 3 runs coming across. Of course, fortunately for the Pioneers, no errors here tonight as of yet.
No, again, the one ball kind of backed up on Durigi. Moskowitz is playing third tonight. And Matt one, again, he's misplayed it over his third. Man, we had a bobbled ball in left field already. So, again, no errors, but just kind of poor defense all the way around.
As now with 1 out, Bardo will be allowed to go back and hopefully work his way out of this inning. Runner stand at first and second, George.
Yep, that is Busher out there.
It is Busher. As once again, Bardo coming set. He's going to deal to Cooper now. The wind and the pitch. Hits Cooper, and that will be a hit by pitch for Brandon Cooper. That brings up Cross Grundy. So Grundy 0 for 1 with a strikeout here today. Now comes to bat with the bases loaded. Grundy with the bases loaded this season, 2 for 5. Cross Grundy. Waits. The wind and the pitch. Ground ball. Scooped up, thrown to second. Over to first is in time. Double play accomplished. The Pioneers able to hold the Geneva Red Wings to a 3 spot here in the top of the third. They're going to come up and have some work to do. Hopefully the Pioneers can get it going in the bottom half. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so we are back live here as historic Dunn Field is buzzing as the top of the order due up. George, Mejia, Moore, and Peng to get things started. It's been a interesting night so far as the Pioneers trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. Certainly got the start they wanted. 2 zeros put up in the first and second, but third inning, the Geneva Red Wings just responded. Not the way the Pioneers wanted that one to go. As Mejia cuts one into the outfield, so he will start things off the right way as he goes 1 for 2.
Again, score early and often. That's kind of that's kind of the mantra for the Pioneers this season.
Early and often is exactly what they need. As especially, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard real quick as one score very much interesting to the Pioneers.
Ooh.
The Adirondack Trailblazers 4, the Watertown Rapids 0. That's a huge game for the Pioneers. A Rapids loss guarantees the Pioneers, no matter what happens, they're still in that 4th playoff spot. So, Pioneers clearly hoping for an Adirondack win, and that may be the first and only time we say that for the rest of the season. The pitch is inside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out as Mejia stands on first base. Mejia, of course, leads the team in stolen bases. Lucky 13, George.
Yeah.
As Brody Moore will look to help the cause. He takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Moore has been a little quiet as of late, but certainly we know his ability is there to be able to really belt the ball, a 301 average on the season. The wind and the pitch, cut on, driven out there to right. That's going to get down, and Jeff Mejia will be headed all the way to third. Brody Moore taking a wide turn himself, slides into second. That one getting away. Mejia just doesn't see it, as we thought he had a shot to get home. So Brody Moore with a perfectly base run double there will put runners on second and third. The tying run now stands at second base.
Yeah, just drop one right down the right field line, and a beautiful double right there. I don't think he had much of an opportunity to score on that one.
Just a incorrect placement of the ball. I think if they had been running Mejia around, he had a chance, but we'll have to see as now Nathan Peng comes up. Still nobody out. The wind, the pitch, taken for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 the count as Nathan Pang will try to help the Pioneers' cause. See if he can get a run in here. Coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Taken outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
So again, we've seen when guys are on base, this is when Crane kind of loses it a little bit when he has to pitch out of his stretch and his rhythm gets thrown off. We see those balls that starts bouncing in the left-handed batter's box.
Well, wouldn't mind seeing the bases get loaded if Nathan Pang can be patient for Trey Harmon. Harmon already with a long double here tonight. That one's popped up, so that one
elevator shaft.
Not going to be good for the Pioneers as that will be caught. Pang will go 0 for 2, and that will bring up the very dangerous first baseman, Trey Harmon.
He had that double and scored the only run of the night for the Pioneers. Back in the second inning.
Hopefully he can help a couple more runs come across here. Harmon's swing, as the summer has gone on, has really developed. You knew he was a top prospect to watch, 4th best first baseman in the country.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that. Well, you tuned in here on Mixler, you learn new things all the time. As as he was one of the top 150 to watch, too, coming into this season. But the swing just was a little bit off. Assistant coach Andrew Drum has really made an impact on that, I think, throughout the summer. And you saw the results at the Home Run Derby. No balls, 1 strike. As again, Harmon setting up, taking a long look out at the pitcher's mound. Certainly would take a bounce back pitch again, as that one cut on right back through the middle. That's going to score 1. Brody Moore coming around 2. He's going to score. Trey Harmon has himself a single and 2 RBIs, and the Elmira Pioneers have tied the ball game. Not a bad way to go here, George.
No, just nice clean hitting right up the middle. That's what you like to see. Not trying to pull it too much. Just beautiful right up the middle.
As that's just the 4th hit of the game for the Pioneers. As now Moskowitz comes up with a runner on first base. He's 0 for 1, but did reach on an error his first time up.
Yeah. Had a misplay over at third out in the field to see if he can make that up with a nice, maybe a nice RBI double here.
As he's defensive on that one. That one's going to roll foul. Luckily for Moskowitz, as Harmon would have been caught out there too. He hadn't moved off first base. So no balls, 1 strike. As heading back out to the mound, you see Crane with only the 1 runner on. The approach doesn't change quite as drastically. You see it a little more when a runner gets to second or third base, as we've seen a couple times tonight now. So coming back set, Crane takes a long look in, the wind and the pitch. In there for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, a Tioga Down showdown. As we remind you again, Tioga Down is not just a great place to play, a great place to stay. Check out the beautiful hotel and resort. Crane coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on there by Moskowitz. That's going to get down. Harmon's going to head around. Weird bounce in the outfield. That's going to allow Harmon to get to third. Moskowitz hustling. No, he's going to hold up at first base. So runners will stand at the corners as Moskowitz makes up for that reach on an error and gets himself a hit.
It's a lot of singles here in this third inning. Again, we talked well, there 4 or 5 in the top of the third. And now we have 3 here and plus the double by Brody Moore.
And we'll take the double all day long for sure, as that's going to bring up Brennan Dorigi. As there we go. That sounded more appropriate, as now we'll get things going here.
Yep, a little conference on the mound, and Butcher's still warming up for the Pios.
Anyone down in that Geneva bullpen, George?
There is not.
So, just a cursory talk. As now Dorigi, no official at bat, just a sac fly.
Yep.
Earned himself an RBI, the lone RBI of the first 2 innings. And now the Pioneers have really put on a clinic here in the bottom of the third. Just 1 out, runner standing at the corners, and Dorigi a chance to give himself a second RBI on the day. That would tie Trey Harmon on the day. As now, a long look in, the pitch cut on by Dorigi as he was looking for the fences there. A little surprising.
A little surprising. The outfield kind of playing to pull. The center fielder playing a little bit over towards his left or right.
Certainly is.
Trying to take away that gap in right center field where we saw Harmon dump that double earlier in the game.
As now, next pitch, cut on, ground ball towards second, hops up, play there, running and hustling, not able to get there before the run crosses. So we will end the inning as Brennan DeRigi grounds into a double play as the Pioneers go down, but they did it after tying the ball game. A 3-3 score as we head for the top of the fourth. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, George, a brand new pitcher on the mound as Matt Buescher takes over for the Pioneers. Buescher, a 12.36 ERA, no wins, 2 losses, 10 games appeared in, 1 start, 19.2 innings pitched, 28 hits, 31 runs, 27 earned, 22 bases on balls, but 22 strikeouts. So that will close the book on Alex Bardo. Bardo makes it through 3, and, well, it's unfortunate. You'd hate to see the pitch by committee, but sometimes it's just necessary. As Schwarmer comes up, see what he can do. The wind, the pitch. Just misses, apparently. That one looked like a strike last inning, but Schwarmer, as a leadoff man, 2 for 3, 667. Hasn't had a lot of experience doing it, but he gets a strike there. 1 ball, 1 strike. So, George, the Pioneers in a 3-3 ball game here through the first third of the first third of the game. As now, Buescher gonna have to eat up some innings here.
Yeah, again, we didn't know what we were gonna get from Bardo, a guy who's usually a reliever, but thankfully the offense has at least kept the team in the game early on.
The pitch cut on, fouled back just to the right of the booth here.
It did.
As 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Buescher, I believe.
No walks for Bardo, though. That's good.
Bardo did not surrender a walk. And his ERA, as of late, has been very impressive. That one bounced towards the shortstop. Brody Moore has the play, throws to first in time as, well, that was interesting watching. I don't know if Schwarmer was stripping on the way down the line to try to get a little faster, but
a couple things kind of slid off. I think he lost like a thumb guard and a glove or a elbow guard. He lost something as he was running down there.
Certainly interesting to watch as Thursel White comes up next.
And again, another weird bounce in the infield. That one, shortstop had to take a long hop on once again.
So we talked about it. Thursel White certainly not going to be afraid to chop it in the infield after his first at bat, where he did successfully get on base.
Yep, he kind of led the start of that third inning where he came around to score. Was the first of 5 hits.
So hopefully Buescher can stop that from happening again. 2 balls, no strikes to Thursel White so far, though. Not the way the Pioneers want to pitch to Thursel White. He's a guy who's really had trouble hitting them this season, as that's in there for ball 3, 3-0.
He's trying to work the inside of that plate, and we saw Bardo do that with that kind of weird either like 2-seamer or cutter that he was working with.
The difference is you're seeing straight heat here from Buescher instead of that cutting action. I think that cutting action gave the appearance as though it was coming back over, as now he goes to the outside corner, 3-1. So 3 ball, 1 strike count as Busher trying to find the second out of the ball game. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, fouled back, and Henneman gets a face full of ball.
Yep.
That bounced off his helmet. As I said, certainly a new appreciation since standing back behind the plate. I can feel for these catches a little bit more, as they were nice enough to protect me without shin guards or a cup. So certainly a lot of respect for the catchers down there. As again, Busher standing out there. 3 ball, 2 strike count, 1 out. The wind and pitch from Busher. Cut on, hammered out there to to left center. The play made by Mejia as he catches it just a foot ahead of the warning track. That's going to bring up the top of the order and Brennan Chisholm. Chisholm, who did come around to score an inning ago.
Yeah, 1 for 2 with that single in the third.
Chisholm, again, we talked about it, though, has not been the best hitter on the team. He's struggled a little bit. And I'm not remembering if it was him or his brother who played the last time that he was here.
One of them played shortstop and hit ninth wearing number 3.
That was Ronan, as that's in there for a ball.
This Chisholm wears number 2 and also plays shortstop.
He does. So we had Ronan last time. Now it's Brennan. The wind and the pitch. Taken outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
And again, not brothers?
Are they? I don't think they are. I think you're right. They're roommates. Forgive me.
They're roommates with the same last name, same spelling, but not brothers.
The wind and the pitch. Outside. Oh, no, just on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Okay.
And Brennan having a quick conversation with the umpire there.
Again, as long as it's consistent with the strike zone, we'll take it.
The wind and pitch from Busher. Cut on and fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As now, see if Busher can close it out here in the top of the 4th. Would love to put up a 0. As that will be a big deal here for the Pioneers in the top of the 4th inning. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Busher from Old Dominion.
Also played quarterback back in high school out of the great state of New Jersey.
Pretty good friends with the twins Teshko, as they all go to Old Dominion. That one outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A Tioga Down showdown.
Interesting. About I think 10 years to the day was the Phillies Cliff Lee trade. And one of the guys that was in that deal, Jason Knapp, went to the same high school as the guy batting right now, and the guy who just struck out looking.
As down goes Brennan Chisholm. Where did Chisholm go to high school?
I'm talking about Busher.
You threw me off
there.
Who
just struck him out looking. You know what I'm saying.
Once again, the Pioneers get through the inning, put up another 0. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, Kyle Richardson comes up. He's going to start off the bottom of the fourth. As Richardson 0 for 1 on the night so far. Comes out swinging, fouls one off, 0-1. So no balls, one strike as we sit here in the bottom of the fourth inning. See if the Elmira Pioneers can keep it going. They have scored in back-to-back innings now, and as we've always said, George, they like to score in bunches.
They do, and like him, they've scored 3 in the last 2 innings combined.
And you'll take it.
We'll take it.
Put up another 0-2 defensively, so you like to see that. The wind, the pitch, cut on, popped up. This should be playable. We'll see as the...
Nope.
No, that is going to get away.
Just barely hit a seat.
1 ball, 2 strikes. As...
And scattering McCrown down there.
Pitcher holding his hands down, trying to calm down his catcher maybe. Wasn't happy about that. Zach Crane continues to hurl. So Crane takes a few feet off the mound. All right, I'm being told here on YouTube Live that the Chisholms are brothers. When I was in Geneva, I was told otherwise. So thank you for that correction. They are brothers. Are they twins as well? Is that I see twins and then I say Chisholm brothers. So thank you to Sarah Beckman, who may be correcting me here. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, drilled up through the middle, and Richardson will get on to first base as he goes 1 for 1, or 1 for 2, excuse me. So that'll bring up Trevor Henneman. Henneman, who worked up base on balls his first time up. As he steps into the plate. See if he can get things going here. Richardson with that big hit, he was very happy down there at first base, talking to his first base coach, which has moved back to the pure coaching staff of the Elmira Pioneers. Now again, Henneman stepping in with that Bagwell-esque stance. He drives one out there towards left field. That's going to get over the head and to the wall. That's going to bring the runner around from second to third as checking in at second base. That'll be a huge double for Trevor Henneman as he's walked and now earned himself a double. And that's going to bring up Andrew Sexton, who's 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position, nobody out. That means the top of the order is definitely going to get up here, George.
Yeah, again, when we talk about scoring in bunches, that's what they're setting up to do right now.
So already 1 run in the second, 2 runs in the third as the Pioneers hope to keep it going. Plug coming out of the wall there as you might hear the fan go in and out. As once again, Sexton going to be looking for a hit here. The wind, the pitch, taking, gets away, but that's not going to do anything. Not quite far enough.
Nope.
As a 1 ball, no strike count. Each team now with identical stat lines minus 1 portion. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. That one lies on the Geneva Red Wings side of the scoreboard.
I think the Pios used all the errors that they have remaining this season last night, John.
I would hope so. We certainly don't want to see any more of that. As now the wind and the pitch taken outside for a ball, 2-0 for Sexton. So that area around the plate getting a little bit more defined as the game continues to roll on. So the next pitch coming here as Sexton will be looking to drive it a long way. Takes ball 3-0. As we take a quick look down the out-of-town scoreboard. The one and only night we'll be rooting for the Adirondack Trailblazers. Blazers with a 5-1 lead over the Watertown Rapids in the bottom of the third inning. As now coming back, 3-0 here. 3 balls, no strikes. The wind and the pitch. Sexton taking all the way. He will walk, and that is ball 4. That means Jeff Mejia will come up with the bases loaded. And in that situation on the year, see Mejia has been 1 for 2. 3 RBIs, however.
Okay.
So you like to see those numbers.
Clearing hit.
Certainly did. As now Mejia stepping back in.
We'll take that right here.
Certainly would take that anytime you can get it. As Mejia stands it. Mejia staring out. And again, not a bad performance so far by Zach Crane. He has worked quickly, worked efficiently. But as the innings continue to progress, and now this the third trip through the order, they're seeing something, and the Pioneers are jumping on top of it.
Well, again, we talked about how he works really well when he's not pitching out of a stretch and when he's in a rhythm. They prevented him from doing both of those.
So now, Crane takes a long look in. 5 straight balls. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike. Needed to get one over the plate, and he got it there. So Mejia steps right back in. He takes a long look out here. This will be the final time in the regular season these two teams will meet. Cut on by Mejia. That will be fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 count. Still nobody out. Bases are jam-packed. Okay, scoreboard just changed. I was thought I got ahead of myself there with that 1-2 count. As now, Mejia looking out. He waits the pitch. Cut on. Ground ball. Gets through the first baseman. Having to leap to get over. Everybody safe, and a run comes across. The bases remain loaded. Mejia goes 2 for 3, and that will be an RBI for the Elmira Pioneers leadoff batter. 4-3 the score now.
The scoring bunches. You don't need them all at once, John.
Certainly don't. As now Brody Moore will be the next man up. He's 1 for 2 with a base on balls.
No one up in either bullpen right now.
A little surprised. Crane going to be the man here, apparently, through the bottom of the 4th. 8th hit of the day for the Pioneers. Talked about it last night. Was a rough one for the Elmira Pioneers as they try to hang on to a playoff spot. Crane coming back set. Takes a long look in. Checks on everybody. The wind, the pitch. Cut on. That one gets down. That'll score 1. Coming around. This will score 2. No, excuse me. Held up. A little surprise there.
He held him up originally, and then after kind of a bobble in left field, he told him to go, but he just held up.
So another run comes across as Brody Moore will single for an RBI, and that'll bring up Nathan Peng. Peng 0 for 2 on the day. A little surprising. Peng has really been solid at the plate. 267 since coming on board, 23 for 86. Does have a couple of doubles and a couple of dingers.
Yeah, we got Media on the mound. Number 24 is walking out to the bullpen, John.
So perhaps the start to the end of the day for Zach Crane, but we'll have to see what the Geneva Red Wings choose to do. A long, slow walk trying to give some depth down there. As now again, opportunities for the pitcher to get warmed up. The Geneva Red Wings manager really using his hands quite a bit. Kind of surprising, as you see, the little bit of animation from a pitching coach who generally likes to, keep things very quiet and just trying to keep it between him, the pitcher, and the catcher.
I don't think 24 is the pitcher. 24 is the guy who's
catching,
protecting them.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The extra guy out there that's keeping the eye on the
action.
On the action.
Gotcha.
It's a lefty warming up. So it could be Avalone, Geisel, one of those two.
Well, certainly a couple of guys we've seen a couple times, not friendly to the Pioneers, to say the least. As now, Nathan Peng will look to do something here.
I believe it's Avalone, number 18.
Okay.
Mateo Avalone out of SUNY Brockport.
As now stepping off again, Zach Crane. So hold on. Some miscommunication here, maybe? Is this? As now, again, something. Oh, okay. They're asking for the lights to be turned on.
Yep. Are we going to wait for the lights, or looks like we're waiting for the lights to turn on?
I think they're. And to be perfectly honest, I feel like Geneva's trying to delay this game and give their pitcher a chance to get warmed up.
I don't think we're waiting here.
As now, Crane back on the mound. Peng takes a look. Peng waiting.
Still waiting.
As Crane still moving very deliberately here. Cut on, popped up. This one. Is it going to get fouled?
Yep.
It will
into the Concord.
Get out of play. So no balls, 1 strike. Nathan Peng certainly needing to get things going.
Yeah, again, 0 for 2 with 2 fly balls already today.
He would love to find his way on base. More than that, he would love to bring in a couple of runs for the Pioneers as the lights start to heat up, seeing them
very slowly, but
coming around.
surely.
Well, there's one thing when you've been in baseball since the 1800s,
Mm-hmm.
as that's in there for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th, George. That perhaps the more impressive number.
Yeah, again, the Pios had an opportunity in the last inning, but that double play kind of killed it for them. So again, all it's been is singles here, but it kind of brought those guys in.
As now, the wind, the pitch, outside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
And again, diving into that left-handed batter's box is the catcher.
So we'll see, as the Pioneers would certainly not mind making the score go up 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and 3 in the 4th. If Pang can be walked or even get himself a single. Pang staring out. 2 balls, 1 strike. The next pitch. In there, cut on, fouled back, unplayable, as that hits off the top of our booth. 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes for Nathan Pang. Next man up, that's going to be a dangerous one.
That'd be Trey Harmon. He had a two-run singles last time out there in the 3rd. Also the home run derby champion.
Certainly is. 30 home runs in the home run derby. Whew. Not an easy feat by any stretch of the imagination.
Not Black Guerrero Jr., but it's
The
still
line.
pretty good.
Taken for a ball, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2, full count. Nowhere to put him. Bases are juiced. The ducks are on the pond. What?
I don't know.
It was a good one.
The pepperonis are on the pizza. I don't know.
The pepperonis are on the pizza.
I don't know.
The speedies are on the grill. The wine, the pitch. Cut on, driven out there towards center. This is going to be a sac fly, I do believe, as that will definitely bring the run around and in to score. The Pioneers do get the run as a sac fly RBI from Nathan Pang. We'll bring up Trey Harmon with runners at first and second base. Will that be the end of the day? As we look out? No. So,
Nope, it's his inning. Try to roll double play here.
first out is got Trey Harmon, 2 for 2, double, single, 2 RBIs. As we'd love to see Trey get that power bat swung again. Coming back set. The wind, the pitch, cut on and missed by Trey Harmon. He was looking to put one a long way out of here. Certainly know he has the capability to do so.
He, again, not getting any help from the wind or the heat out there. A cool night.
Certainly
for the
is.
most part, even though there's no breeze.
As the wind and the pitch, taken little low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, a Tioga down showdown.
The pitcher's done out there. He's watching the game now.
As Harmon trying to find his way on base for the 3rd time tonight. He waits. The line, the pitch, cut on by Harmon, popped up in foul territory. That's going to get out of play and out of the building. So we got to remind you to make the right decision.
And insist on Gerber collision for the first time tonight, John.
And autoglass in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah. That's
Pretty crazy.
I think that's a record.
That is definitely a record. As now Trey Harmon. 1 ball, 2 strikes, runners on first and second. Trying to keep his perfect game going, 2 for 2 already. The wind, the pitch, the runners are off, going, and that will get foul. Send the runners back to their respective bases. A little surprised to see a double steal on 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I've been trying to take away the double play. I guess he was lucky. Crane was. He kind of stopped a little bit in his windup, lucky he didn't get a balk there.
Very lucky, as the second base umpire right there.
We had a couple balks the other night against these guys.
Certainly did. As now again, we'll see if the runners are off and going again. You would assume you would see something outside the zone, knowing that the runners are trying to move.
A little tough with the right-handed batter to get that throw over to third, so you only moved to second. Yep.
The runner moving from first. That'll catch everything up as that goes over. That might have been a poor holdup there. As now the throw. That's going to get an out.
That is terrible base running.
It is poor base running,
That is awful. I mean,
to say the least.
they both have a double steal on. Then they both stopped, and I mean, heads up play by the catcher to throw down to first to catch the guy. The only thing, I mean,
Well, the man at
they got
second
the
had
man to
stayed
second.
put. I mean, yeah, you had that already. So now there's 2 outs.
That's
1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, excuse me. I believe it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Is it not? 2 balls, 2
Yep,
strikes, 2
that's
outs.
what I got.
Tioga down, showdown. The wind and the pitch. Bounced up there. Runner still bouncing around out there on second base. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Trey Harmon has been up with nobody out. Excuse me, he came up with 1 out. Now there's 2 outs. And possibility to be the third, as he would love to keep his game going. Nathan Peng made the first out on the sac fly. As the lights are now fully beaming here at Historic Dunfield, the wind, the pitch, cut on, drilled out there. That's going to get foul. But you see the distance that Trey Harmon can certainly put on a ball.
Again, that one over the Sam Adams sign along the foul line out in left field.
6-3 score for the Pioneers, having put up a 3 spot here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Matt Buscher's sat for quite a while now.
Yep.
As the windup and the pitch. Cut on, ground ball towards short. Just played there. Harmon racing it out. He is in there. He makes it to first in time. What speed from Trey Harmon as he goes 3 for 3. Unbelievable. So Trey Harmon turns on the motor.
That was nice. Brody Moore kind of faked out the shortstop where he stuck his hand out. Going second to third, he stuck his hand out like he was going to touch the ball. But
He was running,
yeah,
just like A-Rod.
just stuck his hand. Hand was straight out.
So the scoreboard going off again. Hopefully no issues over there. So it's a 6-3 lead for the Pioneers. Still going. Wind the pitch. Moskowitz takes the strike, 0-1. So, Bryce Moskowitz.
The 8th man to bat in this
He
inning.
is. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Reached on an error and singled. Moskowitz taking a long look down. Crane winds and delivers. High and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 2 outs here, George, as the Pioneers have really laid it on thick here in the 4th inning.
Again, scoring in bunches. That's what they do.
That is what they do.
So they got 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and we got 4 in the fifth.
We'll have to see. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Quick throw down will not be in time.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing more than 3 in the fourth, but I want to keep the pattern going.
For sure. Certainly a fun one.
Yeah.
What's that Fibonacci sequence? Is that what I'm thinking of here?
I don't know.
As once again, actually, if you think about it, 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Getting all the numbers in there.
We
3
are.
balls, 1 strike.
We are all inclusive when it comes to the numbers. Everyone's accounted for.
It certainly is. As now again, Moskowitz looking to make an impact here. The wind, the pitch, cut on by Moskowitz right through the infield. That's going to score the 4th run. So, George, we've lost it.
We have.
As Harmon runs back to second base, runners stand at first and second, and Bryce Moskowitz earns his first RBI of the night.
I lost it long ago, but again, a beautiful hit right there, right through the gap. And again, we did lose our perfect scoreboard out there, but now 4 runs in the 4th. That's something.
Take it. Definitely take it. That is going to do it on the evening for the pitcher. We'll be right back here on Mixler.com. All right, Matteo Avallone hits the hill. That'll do it for Zach Crane. Avallone so far this year, a 10.24 ERA, 8 appearances, 9.2 innings pitched, 16 hits, 11 runs, all of them earned, 8 bases on balls, and 12 punch-outs. As he comes in, taking the last of his warm-up throws, certainly a big, lanky body out there.
Yeah, he is. Again, out of SUNY Brockport.
As now the Pioneers need one more hit, and they'll have batted around here in the bottom of the 4th inning, George.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's how many times can we say they score in bunches? 4 runs in the
certainly
fourth.
Do.
4 runs in the 4th here. The 9th man, Dorigi, coming up to the plate. Richardson's the guy that started it off with a single. He came around to score. 3 straight guys came around to score. Richardson, Henneman, and Sexton. And something goes flying in the booth here. Mejia had a single, RBI single. He was caught stealing. Brody Moore, RBI single with a stolen base. He came around to score. We got Herman over at second after his single, and then Moskowitz over at first after, guess what, a single. A lot of singles.
Lot of singles. As that's going to bring up the man, Brennan Dorigi.
And singles night here. I didn't know that.
Perhaps it should have been. I'm not sure. As now again, Dorigi steps back in. Brennan looks out as Avallone looking to get just 1 out. Runners stand on first and second base. The line, the pitch. High and outside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strike count. As with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Geneva has to be wondering what they have to do. As the wind and the pitch. Taken right down the gut for a strike, 1-1. So again, Elmira really having pushed the envelope here.
No strikeouts tonight for the Pios.
They have not.
Nice to see.
Hard to get the Pioneers to strike out. They do fly out quite a bit, as that one's in there for a ball, 2-1. But they don't strike out a whole ton this year. As you look at the numbers, and I dropped my pen, so it's now officially a Pioneers game.
Yep.
As you look at the numbers, the strikeouts have just not really been prevalent on the stat sheet. As again,
2 walks though tonight, so that's good to see.
the line, the pitch, taken for a ball.
Wouldn't mind seeing another one right here.
3-1. See if we could get it and bat around the order. As coming back set, Matteo Avallone trying to deal with the first man he's seen. He checks, winds, delivers. Cut on by Dorigi. That was ball 4 all day. As Dorigi unable to hold up. He now pushes the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the catcher making signs. 7-3 baseball game right now. The Pioneers with 11 hits.
And a man warming up in the bullpen.
And a man, well, Bushers had to sit for well over half an hour at this point. Almost like a rain delay. The wind, the pitch, cut on, ground ball through the infield. The Pioneers are going to score another run, coming around all the way. And that will give Brennan Dorigi an RBI. So Dorigi goes 1 for 2. Had the sac fly, so that's his second RBI of the night. And that brings up the first batter of the inning, Kyle Richardson. So Richardson will be the next one up to the plate. And Matteo Avallone still trying to figure out what to do here. It's now an 8-3 lead for the Pioneers. 5 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. The wind, the pitch, cut on, popped up. This could be playable. It gets back, and out of play. No balls, 1 strike. You know, all of Geneva was hoping for a playable ball there.
It's been a rough inning because, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits in this inning for the Pios.
It's just been exactly what the Pioneers have needed here.
And they shot themselves in the foot with that caught stealing.
They have.
Could have been more.
Certainly could have been more. As now again, long look down. The wind and pitch from Avallone. Taken outside, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Elmira, we've said it all night, they're fighting for their playoff lives. And, right now, if they could keep playing like this for the last 4 games, certainly wouldn't have to worry about it.
Ooh.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That one just on the inside corner.
I guess it backed him up, and he's asking about it.
As now again, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Perhaps the umpire feeling a little sorry for the Geneva Red Wings. You mentioned a pitcher down there warming up for the Pioneers.
Yep.
We'll see if Buscher's to come back out for the top of the 5th. In there, hits him.
Nope. He's not saying to hit him. I think it bounced him in dirt right in front of his foot. If I was him, I'd be walking down there and trying to sell it.
For sure.
But
especially with runners at first and second. 2
Yeah.
ball, 2 strike, 2 out. Tioga down, showdown. We'll have to see. As now, the wind and the pitch. Inside again, as it's looking like a rendition of Riverdance going on down there for Kyle Richardson. Certainly has to be all in the feet. So, Richardson, 3 balls, 2 strikes, runners at first and second. He waits. Avalone comes set, the wind, the pitch. Runners are off and going. That is in there for ball 4, and that will be a base on balls to Kyle Richardson. That's going to bring up Trevor Henneman. Henneman, a base on balls, a double. No RBIs, one of, only a couple left in the lineup.
Came around to score earlier in this inning after that double.
In all honesty, Richardson, Henneman, Sexton, 7, 8, and 9, the only ones without an RBI tonight.
Oh, let's change that right here.
See what Henneman can do. Avalone's got to try to throw strikes. So the attack mindset certainly has to be right there for the Pioneers, although he did just walk a batter. So the wind, the pitch, taken high. 1 ball, no strikes.
And you got that lefty to righty matchup, so a little bit of an advantage here for the batter.
As Henneman really got it popping on that double here in the earlier portion of this inning.
It seems like a eon ago.
Well over 30 minutes. The wind, the pitch, taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pioneers, bases loaded. As again, Henneman, 1 for 2 with the bases loaded, has 2 RBIs. See if he can
See center
come through.
fielder playing in on this one.
The wind, the pitch, taken for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Not going to matter if he keeps bouncing them up there, but
well, the double went way out there to left field.
Oh, yeah.
So Henneman certainly pulling the ball.
It go off the gaffer sign?
I believe it did. As now, Henneman waits. The wind and pitch from Avalone. Cut on, drilled out there towards center. Center fielder backs up. Cooper has a read, makes the grab. So that will mercifully end the inning for the Geneva Red Wings. 5 runs put up by your Elmira Pioneers. It's 8-3 as we head for the top of the 5th. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, well, Matt Busher back on the mound. He certainly had a long time to wait, as now the Pioneers would love. I mean, speculation, but 1-2-3 inning would be right up the Pioneers' alley. Get right back to the batting box, and you've already got an 8-3 lead. However, the issue for the Pioneers, you cannot, absolutely 100% not, get relaxed. You can't let Geneva creep back into this game. So we'll see what Busher can do. Certainly with a bigger lead, we'll feel a little more confident moving things around out there. As Busher comes set, 1-0. Inside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Trying to deal to Daniel Sperling. Sperling 0 for 2 on the day. Does have a strikeout. 1-1 count. Righty versus lefty here. Busher catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is exactly what Matt Busher wanted to come off the bench and do. Certainly hasn't lost any of his accuracy.
Nope.
As now again, the line, the pitch, outside. 2 ball, 2 strike. Busher and the bullpen certainly having to be relied on quite a bit here as of late. We saw Bardo have to move from the bullpen to a starter role. The line, the pitch, cut on, fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The loss of Noah Rubino, certainly a big one for the Pioneers. Don't like to see that.
Nope. Again, the guy that you entrusted at the top of your rotation every time.
So now that job possibly up for grabs. That one cut on, flown out there towards left. Nathan Pang has a beat, makes the catch. So there's the first out of the inning as Daniel Sperling goes 0 for 3. That is going to bring up Noah Fisher. Fisher 2 for 2 on the day, and now it'll be up to Busher to shut him down.
Yep, came around to score him at third inning, where the Red Wings able to put up 3 runs.
Able to take a 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
At the time.
That's gone.
Seems a long time ago now, George, as once again, only the top of the 5th. Plenty of time to get back into this one. I'll tell you what, as you can't count anybody out with this many outs to go. After this half inning will be the official halfway point of the game, as that one's cut on right towards that gap. That's going to get down. Pang having to chase it down. That'll be at least a double. As Pang loses control, does hustle it back in. Jarigi able to cut it off. Noah Fisher goes 3 for 3 as he doubles, and he certainly put a lot into that one. That's going to bring up Nick Lebraska. Lebraska 1 for 2, struck out, and drove in 2.
Again, there was that pitcher up. He came back into the dugout and sat down, so it looks like it's Busher's inning, at least to start.
Well, again, you always have to wonder, with a pitcher having to sit for as long as Matt Busher just had to sit, well, that inning played out, plus a pitching change. I mean, that's a long time. That's a full rain delay. And normally we've seen head coach Matt Birch doesn't tend to go back to the reliever he had in there at the time. So, Busher winds, delivers, in there for a ball. 1-0. Lebraska, not somebody to mess around with, that's for sure. Could certainly put a jolt into a ball. We've seen it time and time again. Busher comes set, he winds and delivers. Cut on and missed as Lebraska swinging wildly. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Down showdown.
I mean, again, we know what Lebraska's trying to do. He's trying to pull one over that left field wall, which he's, again, done nearly every single time he's been up here in these last 2 games.
Just has been the foul ball variety. That the Pioneers are happy to oblige him.
Yep.
If you'd like to keep putting balls out there in the foul territory, that's fine. Just don't want him to go fair. The line, the pitch, cut on and missed as Lebraska still swinging for the river. 1-2.
So the line I got on Crane is 3 2/3, 11 hits, 8 runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts.
That's a rough one, but that's what the numbers say. Avalone lucky to squeak out of there. As now again, the line, the pitch from Busher, in there for a ball. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Busher trying to get his man chasing here. Lebraska to be followed by Alexander Gao. So certainly not an easy portion of the lineup. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, popped up. This should be playable for the center fielder, Jeff Mejia. He'll let it go for the right fielder, who now hustles a throw in. That goes right over to third.
It was a good decision. A lot better angle for the right fielder to make that throw because
Andrew Sexton with a cannon, too.
Yeah, I mean, Sexton, again, the way he was coming in as a right-handed thrower, he had a much better angle and a lot better opportunity to keep that runner on second or potentially get him out at third than the righty coming all the way in from center field the wrong direction.
For sure. So Mejia would have had to backtrack himself, and that would have given an opportunity to the man on second to get to third, as now he's stuck on second, Alexander Gao coming up. So the windup and the pitch from Busher is high, 1 ball, no strikes. So far, so good for the Pioneers as they look to put up a 4th 0 in the scoring column.
Yep. A little research on the Chisholms. They're both from the same hometown. So,
well, according to YouTube Live, they are brothers and quite possibly twins, as that is an interesting little factoid there. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, one's a freshman at St. Joe's, Maine, and the other one is if I can find him on here, I will look.
As coming back set, Busher looking in. I believe one's a utility player as well. That one bounded up towards DeRigi, picked up, thrown over to first in plenty of time. That'll end the inning. So that will do it as Gao goes 1 for 3. Not quite 1, 2, 3, but as close as they could get, as the Pioneers will head back to the plate with an 8-3 lead. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. As Andrew Sexton will come up to the plate, George feels as though the Pioneers never left the batting box.
No, again, it's been pretty good here tonight, and we thought we smelled like a smoky thing. I see a little.
Now
bit
we're seeing
of
a
smoke
little,
out there.
for sure. Perhaps some barbecuing going on here in the late summer months.
Possibly. So again, Chisholm already his 3rd opportunity here in the 5th after
Sexton.
Excuse me.
We're caught up on the Chisholms.
Yep. after the Pios sent 11 men to the plate in the 4th and put up 5 runs.
No balls, 1 strike. The wind and the pitch from Avalone gets away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
They do have a lefty warming up in their bullpen, so that would be Giesel.
Geisel, I believe. Yes.
Well, I have 2 vowels together. The first one says its name. The first one is E, so I'm going with Gessel.
As it's a 6-1 lead for the Adirondack Trailblazers in the other game we care about here tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Sexton looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 1 with a base on balls. The wind, the pitch inside. And Sexton cringed a little bit there, almost cringed enough to swing the bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Action continuing in the Geneva bullpen.
None in the Pios.
So it appears Busher will be back for the top of the sixth, precluding a very, very long fifth inning again. I could not imagine sitting still that long one more time with head coach Matt Birch really being concerned with arms. And I mean, when you consider it, going into the final 4 games of the year. Next pitch is swung on and missed, and Sexton will go down on strikes. The first Pioneer to strike out here tonight, George.
Yeah. All the way into the 5th.
As that'll bring up leadoff man Jeff Mejia. I don't mean to giggle at the leadoff part, but certainly hasn't had to lead off much since the first inning.
No, he's got 2 hits, scored 1, has an RBI, and a caught stealing. We saw it in that awkward double steal rundown.
As now he comes back up. 1 out. As the Elmira Pioneers have a solid lead at 8-3, but certainly by no means is it a over and done with, as we've seen Geneva fight back many a time.
We've seen a lot of scoring in this league this year.
As now again, Avalone comes set. The wind, the pitch, taken for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Down showdown.
So Geneva put up 11 back in June against Pios, 7 earlier that month. They put up 11 a couple weeks ago. They put up 16, 11, 10, and another strike comes in. So again, they have the offense and the capability to put up double-digit games, and they've done it a lot, especially in that 3-game stretch at the end of June.
I mean, you talk about that, but then you remember guys like Brainy Rojas were in the lineup. Trevor Rogers was in the lineup. That one's fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes again.
Still 37 runs in a 3-game series is.
I'm not putting anything, away on that, but there were different players in the lineup who certainly made an impact. Yeah, that can't be understated. As again, Mejia trying to keep himself alive here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The line, the pitch, bounced up there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Something a lot of these Geneva pitchers we've seen with. Just something, again, just keep bouncing me out in the opposing batter's box.
And it's been frequent, too. It hasn't just...
Again, it's been the last couple games.
Mm-hmm. Not sure how many of the pitchers have been shut down. I know Barsamian gone. As that's high. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count.
And that lefty stopped warming up. He's stretching out there right now.
Aska Green Cicerelli also gone. So... I mean, these are names we've heard throughout the course of the season. Wind and pitch, cut on, grounded and through the infield. Jeff Mejia going to take a long turn, and he will keep himself at first base. He goes 3 for 4. Have yourself a night, Jeff Mejia.
And again, still the fifth, so opportunity for 1 or 2 more unless the offense gets going.
As now Brody Moore, 2 for 3, steps up to the plate.
As a single, a double, came around to score and had an RBI and a stolen base just in the 4th inning.
As now Brody will take a long look out. Lefty versus righty here. So just 1 out. Brody takes a look. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed as Brody Moore swinging for the fences. Don't see that very often, George.
No. And not one of those power guys. We said he did have a nice double earlier. That coming back in the 3rd.
Brody takes a look out. The wind and the pitch. Taken inside. No! Inside corner. 0-2.
The second time we've seen that in the last inning or so where that righty has been backed up and been checked with the umpire after a little inside pitch. That's kind of what we saw earlier in the game with that cutter that Bardo was throwing to the same righties.
The pitch cut on, fouled away. 0-2 as Mejia was looking for stolen base number 14 on the year. So Mejia returns back to first.
Yep. Almost had 14 earlier, if not for that bad rundown.
Well, unfortunately, that rundown, I mean, I don't know that I blame Mejia for that as much as Brody Moore taking off from first. Mejia had stayed put.
I mean, both of them just stopped in the middle of it. It was just awkward.
As that swung on and missed, Brody goes down on strikes. So, Moore 2 for 4. Just the second strikeout the Pioneers have suffered here tonight.
Yep.
Nathan Peng 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Does have himself an RBI this evening. Still has the runner on first, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Geneva Red Wings trying to put up the first 0 since the 1st inning. Has not been an easy task against the Pioneers here tonight. The line, the pitch, inside, 1-0. So, trying to work that inside corner as it worked before. Pang takes a long look in. Avalone will go back to first. That one almost gets away from his first baseman.
That's a low throw over to first. Still no one up in the Pios bullpen.
So
again,
we'll
it'll be Busher.
Expect to see Busher in the top of the 6th. So if Busher works 3, after Bardo worked 3, then it would just be up to somebody else to work 3. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 count. As again, Pioneers really have hit in bunches again here tonight. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning, all seeing a lot of runs. As now the wind, the pitch, taken outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count, 2 outs. As Elmira trying to keep this inning alive. Mejia stands at first. Avalone comes set. The line, the pitch, cut on, fouled away. 2-2-2. Another Tioga Down showdown.
Horse cart racing, John.
Horse cart racing.
Go see it.
It is. It's so exciting. Got to head down. Just a quick 20-minute drive from Elmira. It's not bad.
Not bad.
As now, the wind, the pitch, in there for a strike, and that will do it for the inning. Pang becomes the 3rd strikeout of the night for the Pioneers. Avalone certainly doing his job. The Pioneers go back to the field for the top of the 6th. 8-3 lead. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. Well, the always exciting Well Now Kids run finishing up as the final stragglers making their way around as the Pioneers back in the field. Starting off the inning, going to be Brandon Cooper. Cooper, 1 for 1, was hit by a pitch a little bit earlier on. As now we'll see what Busher can do here. Matt Busher going to be the man on the mound again. As the final kid's finally getting...
Well, one of the kids tried to get down to home plate, and there's still a little one out there.
Always a good time to run the bases.
As long as they run. Robbie's pushing them.
I'm pretty sure that is running at that age. So they all get an applause, even from pitcher Matt Busher.
Well, he's just happy that got done. He had to sit for 30 minutes already. He didn't have to sit anymore.
As he will work the top of the 6th. Going to have to start it off against Brandon Cooper, 1 for 1. Hit by a pitch. Took it from Alex Bardo as he swings on that one. That's a strike, 0-1.
Yep, but still got that lefty warming up.
So probably we'll have seen the end of Avalone's day as we head here through the top of the 6th. Next pitch is just off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8-3 lead for the Elmira Pioneers. Whew. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Next pitch in there for a strike, 1-2. Cooper certainly getting frustrated, staring death glares at the umpire behind the plate.
Not the only guy that's done that tonight.
5-run deficit, too. The wind, the pitch, cut on, drilled towards the shortstop. Brody Moore scoops it up, throws to first in plenty of time, and Brandon Cooper will go 1 for 2. That's going to bring up Cross Grundy. Grundy has struck out here tonight.
He struck out and grounded into a double play with men on base.
Certainly has. Grundy has been a name we've heard quite a bit this year. Cross actually played the first game of the year here at historic Dunn Field. That's a name you just don't forget.
Nope.
As Grundy.
Same town as Trey Harmon, Somerset, Kentucky.
He is. 245 hitter this year, too, as he takes strike 1.
Yep, freshman down in Georgia Southern. Wow.
Interesting. As now, coming back set, Matt Busher. Throws, cut on and missed as Grundy swinging wildly at that one. A little surprised. Grundy usually a very disciplined hitter. You just heard the stat line. I mean, the numbers are there. Perhaps this umpire getting in the heads of the Geneva Red Wings. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed again. Grundy goes down on strikes. So as soon as I talk about discipline, Grundy goes down for the second time on strikes. And that's going to bring up Ryan Schwarmer.
Well, I think that 5-run deficit is more bearing for them right now.
Certainly is. You would think that would make you wait on more pitches, though, trying to get base runners and get things going. But again, quick check on the out-of-town scoreboard again.
Adirondack up 8-1 over Watertown.
What inning's that in, George?
That is in the top of the 6th.
In there for a strike, as are we.
Yeah.
8-3 and 8-1, so Pioneers keep up this and claim the victory, and Adirondack claims the victory. The half game will continue to be the split. As again, in there for a strike on the inside corner, 0-2. 2 strikes, no balls, 2 outs. Pioneers are looking to get out of the top of the 6th inning. The wind, the pitch, taken for a ball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and it's been a crazy night so far.
Yeah.
Blue Sox are also in action tonight. They have clinched the top seed in the West, as that's in there for a ball as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, as the Pioneers now have another Tioga Down showdown.
Saugerties had a doubleheader today.
They did. Lots of doubleheaders through this last week of the season, as that's in there for a ball as well. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Busher thought he had strike 3. He was walking off the field. Utica with the 3-2 lead over Newark. That's an interesting score. Of course, Utica, you have to figure, is resting some guys now before the playoff push. In there again, that's strike 3. And the batter certainly had a little bit to say as he walked off. 0 for 3, gets the strikeout. We end the top of the 6th. Pioneers still lead 8-3. Geneva down to their final 9 offensive outs. We'll see what they can do with them. When we come back, the Pioneers back at the plate here on Mixler.com. All right, folks, my apologies about that little technical glitch there, as you heard a little bit of Coach's Corner. Didn't quite mean for that to happen. New pitcher will take his spot on the mound, as we'll let George give the pronunciation since he's going to argue with me anyway.
Gessel, Geisel. It goes EI, so two
Uh,
vowels together.
In
First one says
Geneva,
EI.
I've heard it Tim Geisel, so I'm sticking
it
with
does
that.
look like Geisel, but we'll go with it either way. 4.36 ERA, 1-0 on the year in 7 games, all in relief. 10 in the third innings, 12 hits, 8 runs, only 5 earned, 9 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Those are his road stats, so certainly interesting
yeah.
as we take a look at the overall up here. Geisel, 557, 2 wins, 1 loss, 14 appearances, 21 innings pitched, 29 hits, 19 runs, 13 earned, 16 base on balls, and 10 strikeouts. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do here.
We got too much paper in here.
We have a lot of paper in here, I can't deny. We're killing trees by the game.
Too many numbers. Too many numbers.
Hey, it's Moneyball. As once again, bottom of the 6th inning, Pioneers have narrowed the Geneva opportunities down to 9 outs now. Pioneers looking good, leadoff. Better having another good night.
Yeah.
Go team. Certainly true. I see the last name there too. So definitely been a stroke of luck for finding Jeff Mahia at the top of the lineup. He has been absolutely phenomenal since taking over that leadoff spot.
He has, again, 3 hits tonight. Came around to score in the 3rd. Had an RBI in the 4th. And was stranded out there in the 5th. But Trey Harmon's also had a good night, John.
Certainly has.
He's scored twice, has driven in 2 runs, and has 3 singles here in the start the 6th inning.
Actually, 2 singles and a double.
Yep.
As Harmon looking out. First man to face the new pitcher. Dribbles one towards first. Scooping it up. Harmon really rushing down there. He is going to be called out.
He was trying to make me right with saying 3 singles.
He was trying to give you the credit there, George. But I'll tell you what. You know what I'm loving seeing tonight here, George? You know the big difference for the Pioneers tonight is the hustle down to first.
Yep. We only saw one play from Moore that was kind of questionable in the field, but base runners have really kind of picked it up after a meeting earlier this season about their hustle.
For sure, and we've seen the scoreboard now flashing along with the music today. This has been interesting, to say the least. As now again, up to the plate, Bryce Moskowitz, 2 for 3, reached down an error, has an RBI. First pitch in there, low, ball 1. 1-0, 1 out. As Moskowitz trying to keep a solid day. Really not a bad day on the team.
Nope.
As coming back set. The wind, the pitch. Cut on by Moskowitz, right back towards the booth here.
I think Pang is the only guy we've had an official hit.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Down showdown.
Actually, Sexton does not have a hit, but he did score a run.
He did.
Pang has a sac fly that was for an RBI. So 2 guys we've had a hit, but they all contributed in this game.
Next pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You've got Derigi with a hit.
Derigi, yes, I do.
Okay.
In the 4th inning, he had an RBI single.
That is correct, yes.
Right after the pitching change.
Just had to check. I had it crossed out and written in there and crossed out. My line score is looking pretty ridiculous. As that one's bounced right back to the pitcher. This should be the 2nd out of the inning. Underhanded over to first, and the catch is made. Moskowitz will go 2 for 4.
You got a fancy book like me, John.
I do. However, my pieces of paper tend to work fairly well.
But you can't go back and look at yesterday's as
I can actually, as you see my handy dandy notebook.
Well, you can see that Derigi went 0 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the top 9 innings in yesterday's game. He went
that was not yesterday, as a matter of fact.
The other day. The last time I was here, he went 0 for 6.
There you go. As Derigi steps up here.
The last time we played Geneva, he was 0 for 6.
That is very true. Brand new trading cards, too. They're looking pretty sharp, being given out the next 2 home games as well, as that's in there for a ball. Just off the outside corner. You won't want to miss your chance to own the whole set. Come on down to historic Dunfield and collect the next 2 sets. Those coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday, George. A doubleheader on Tuesday.
Ooh.
Before the final game of the season on Wednesday. 2 balls, no strikes to Brennan Derigi. Hard to believe the season's wrapping up. 60 games is gone fairly quickly here.
Which we'll see which games I get to on Tuesday.
As again, the windup and the pitch. Taken high, 3-0.
What time's that doubleheader start, John?
5:05, and then to be followed, hopefully, at 7:05. We'll see how the Pioneers can handle the Oneonta Outlaws. Might have a great preview of that tomorrow afternoon as the Pios head out to Oneonta. The wind, the pitch, taken for ball 4. Derigi will earn himself a free pass. As I believe that's the second time today there, George.
No. Not for him.
No, it's not. I apologize.
He's got the sacrifice. He's got the single,
double play. That's what I had.
Nope. Because he had the sack fly in the second.
Yep.
He flew out in the third to end the inning. He had an RBI single in the fourth, and he just walked here in the sixth.
There you are. All right, so coming back, the wind, the pitch, cut on, popped up. This could be playable. The first baseman has a read, makes the grab. So Derigi's walk goes for nothing. Richardson goes down, 1 for 3. That will do it as the Pioneers will head to the top of the 7th, looking to make another quick outing of the Geneva Red Wings. 8-3. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right. We are back live here, George, as the Pioneers looking to get through another inning. Thursel White up to the plate. Takes strike number 1 on the outside corner. So we're looking at the bottom of the order yet again, George.
Yeah, and again, Busher back out there.
Kind of surprised to see Busher working into his 4th inning of work. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, fouled off. 0-2. So Busher still working as, once again, I apologize to our fans on Mixlr.com. We had a little bit of background noise there. Busher 0-2. As, again, Thursel White waits the pitch. Cut on, ground ball. Scooped up by the third baseman. Thrown over to first in time. And that will put it down to 8 defensive outs remaining. And, George, I don't think you could have scripted this one any better for the Pioneers.
No, again, it was a quick start early on with that 1 run in the second, and then again the 5 runs in the fourth has put us up again by 5. Again, it's been, Bardo maybe would like to go a bit longer as the starter tonight, but you can't complain about 8 runs against his team.
As now Brennan Chisholm steps up. The win at this point would belong to, who's the win belong to? I believe it's going to be, well, you have to work 5 full in my estimation. So Bardo can't claim the victory. Correct me if I'm wrong here, George. He worked 3 full.
Yep.
So
do you have
the
to
win
work
would be
5
Busher?
full?
I thought.
I don't think you have to work 5 full. I think it's whoever has it after 5. Because I mean, you could have 5 guys come in relief and do 1 inning each.
That is accurate. However, I thought you had to carry it into at least the top of the fifth. I could be wrong. However,
Yeah, I
we'll
think
have to
it's-
check that with the official score.
Yeah.
But 2 balls, no strikes, as Busher trying to work through Brennan Chisholm. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike, 2-1. So Busher again trying to deal with the top of the order. Chisholm and Sperling both due up. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball, 3-1. As again, coming set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. New and exciting information for us over there, George? Or?
A little bit of news going on down in Pennsylvania.
As now again.
Duty calls here.
Well, as always, I do want to thank you, George, for showing up and helping me out with the color commentary here.
No problem.
The pitch from Busher is in there for ball 4. So the first walk tonight by a Pioneers pitcher goes to the leadoff man, Brennan Chisholm, as that's going to bring up Daniel Sperling, who's 0 for 3. Pioneers have really been able to keep the Geneva Red Wings in check through this point of the game. An 8-3 lead here in the top of the 7th. 1 out put up by Matt Busher. As we look down towards the bullpen, nobody working for the Elmira Pioneers as of this point.
Nope, a righty warming up for Geneva right now.
That has continued to be the case.
Yep.
As that one popped up towards center field. Mejia has a read, makes the grab, and that will be a very quick second out. As 0 for 4 goes Daniel Sperling. So Busher heads back out. He's got Noah Fisher up next. Fisher has been perfect tonight. 3 for 3. Fisher has doubled and singled twice. Pioneers would love to break that streak. As Busher looks out. Chisholm still standing on first base. The wind, the pitch. Chisholm off and going. Throw down to second is not in time. So Brennan Chisholm earns himself a stolen base. That's his 4th on the season.
Ooh.
Not exactly the top of the board for Geneva, as Brandon Cooper and Harrison Treble both tied at 9. So a little ways to go for Chisholm, but certainly you see the outbreak of speed and the ability to read a pitcher. The wind, the pitch, cut on right there and played by the shortstop. That will end the perfect day for Noah Fisher, and the Pioneers will head to the bottom of the 7th inning with a lead intact. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, and with that, we are back. A brand new pitcher on the mound, Harrison Treble, taking over. Treble on the season, 5.54 ERA, 8 games played, 13 innings pitched, 12 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned, 11 bases on balls, and 9 strikeouts. The Pioneers, 6 defensive outs away from a victory. You wonder what the strategy is coming into the plate. Obviously, a little different situation here. I always marvel at this a little bit, George, because the Pioneers are playing as prospects for their collegiate careers.
Yep.
So obviously, in a college game, when you're playing for Siena, University of Kentucky, et cetera, Old Dominion, the last few innings, you're going to go up, you're going to swing basically freely, just try to get yourself back in the field and get the outs you need. Here, these players are completely impacted by what happens from their coaching staff. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the yes. Must go 5 in the traditional line. That was my assumption. So thank you for clearing that up. As once again, we just did talk that over with the scoreboard operator as well as the statistician next door, and it would be Busher's victory here tonight. So no balls, 1 strike, and Busher has certainly earned it. I mean, coming in the 4th and working all the way through 7. Pretty good appearance for Matt Busher. Coming back set, the wind and the pitch. Treble gets strike number 2 there as Henneman having some issues.
Trying to stretch out that one leg.
As again,
Henneman with a double, came around to score earlier in a walk. Also flew out in that 4th where 11 men went to the plate.
That is a terrific number there. 11 men coming up. The wind, the pitch. Inside and high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 and 2 out here. As I said, certainly an interesting situation here for the Pioneers batters.
Interesting is something
flies. The wildlife comes right back in.
The wildlife is back, and I hate it. Don't like it here.
The wind and the pitch. Taken inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just narrowly missing Henneman.
Yep.
Don't get that at First Arena, do you, George?
No, you don't.
We do remind everybody, Enforcers season number 2 coming right up here, as tomorrow will be 89 days away. Exciting.
Yeah.
The line, the pitch, taken for a ball, 3-2. Henneman working all the way back now.
Doing a really good job working this count.
Trevor Henneman certainly has continued to develop his hitting ability over the course of this summer.
And second full count here for him tonight.
As Treble comes set. Staring in, the wind, the pitch, cut on. That's going to get down as Henneman will find himself on first base. So 2 for 3 on the night goes Trevor Henneman. And that'll bring up Andrew Sexton as he looks to, well, help out the cause a little bit and get himself a hit here tonight. He and Nathan Peng, the only 2 without a verifiable base hit.
Again, they both have either scored or driven in a run. Sexton walked in the 4th, came around to score him at scoring onslaught that included 5 runs for the Pios.
As again, Treble winds, delivers, taken low, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count.
We didn't do the Here Comes Treble.
Here comes Treble. Yeah. There it is.
We got to do it again?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Harrison Treble coming in. He winds, he pitches. Low again. 2-0. So truly now for the Geneva Red Wings. Here comes Treble.
Yeah.
As he has thrown 2 pitches against Andrew Sexton, both of them low and in the dirt. Perhaps feeling the pressure as Henneman stands on first. Henneman not normally known as a base runner to move too much, as that one's outside again. 3 balls, no strikes.
You know, righty warming up in that bullpen. He's throwing without his hat, which is kind of weird. I've never seen a reliever warm up in the bullpen without his hat, especially with all the bugs that are out here tonight.
Well, hopefully they're staying up a little bit higher, but once again, the wind and the pitch. High, ball 4. So Andrew Sexton earns himself his second base on balls here tonight. And that's going to bring up the leadoff man, and certainly hot as anything, Jeff Mejia, 3 for 4 on the night so far.
Yep, the fan favorite. We got the whole Mejia family watching here on YouTube.
Thank you so much for joining in. As once again, always a pleasure to see the friends and family of our amazing players. Hope everybody's been able to tune in and watch the different events we've had on YouTube, including Feral Gas Fridays.
And the green out here tonight.
The next pitch in there for a ball.
Yeah.
Little green.
A little green.
A little bit.
We had the pink out with the pink.
We did have the pink out.
With the pink video. Now we got a green out.
We do.
We're looking towards enforcer season, John.
We certainly are. The next pitch in there for ball 2, 2-0. Treble certainly feeling pinched so far here.
Yeah, he's thrown, 6 or 7 straight balls.
Has had some trouble or perhaps some trouble.
Yeah.
As the pitch in there for a strike, finally finds the zone.
I think that was a little courtesy strike there.
A little bit.
That's my opinion.
Looked a little off, but. So it's 2-ball, 1 strike count, I believe.
Yep. The fireworks still getting set up, John.
Well, we will be having fireworks after this one, and that's always a wonderful time.
Yeah.
So, 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner standing on first and second. Scoreboard operator doesn't agree with the umpire's count. As the next pitch in there, outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 count. 3-1. There we go. The board has been fixed. As Mejia looking to reach base for the 4th time tonight. The pitch in there for a strike. Mejia taking all the way there. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Again, another Pios hitter that has worked multiple full counts tonight. Mejia having a full count in the 5th before he had a single.
Next pitch in there, and Mejia takes that one and is frustrated with himself as he goes down looking. That's going to bring up Brody Moore. Moore comes up, batting effectively tonight, 2 for 4.
Yeah. Again, he came around to score in the 3rd and the 4th and had an RBI and a stolen base in the 4th as well.
So the Pioneers will be looking to add some more insurance here. 8-3 lead, only need 6 defensive outs. Be curious to see if we get Matt Busher back out there for the 8th inning.
No one's warming up, so it looks like it.
Have to see, as once again, Nathan Pang in the game could come in as a reliever, as that's in there for a strike, 0-1.
Especially with a lead. Maybe a little bit more comfortable with him coming in than otherwise.
Pang has really pitched well, though, to this point. 4.91 ERA. A little bit higher than he would like, obviously, but only 8 runs allowed, 6 of them earned. As Brody Moore takes a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Down showdown. Tioga Down is not only a great place to play, a great place to eat. Check out the buffet. George, have you made it down there yet? As that one's popped up.
I've driven past it multiple times, and it's tempting every time I drive by.
Got to stop off in Nichols.
Yep. Got the new FanDuel Sportsbook, the buffet, the resort.
Horse cart racing.
It's got a little bit of everything.
And Smash Mouth. I think that's going to be my next trip down there at the end of August.
There you go.
Coming back set, the wind and the pitch from Treble. Cut on and fouled back there. Has just getting his bat on that one. The way Brody looked back, I thought he missed it completely.
Red Wings pitcher has left the bullpen, so I don't know if he's done warming up or if they're sticking with Treble here.
So Treble coming set. Runners on first and second. The wind, the pitch. Bounced up, gets away from the catcher. That's going to advance the runners. Runners go to second and third, and we've got a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
That's a tough one. Obviously gets rid of a double play there. It bounced up, hit him in the mask, and it knocked the mask off with the catcher back there.
As once again, we'll take a look at that out-of-town scoreboard. Adirondack 10, Watertown 1. Newark has overtaken the Utica Blue Sox 7-3. As we said, probably some resting going on there for Utica. As the wind and the pitch, cut on. As that one's caught, thrown over to first, and that will record the second out. It will keep the base runners right where they are. As Brody Moore lunging for that one. That's going to bring up Nathan Pang, who looks to get the O out of his O for day.
Yeah. Again, contributing with that RBI in the 4th.
Everyone's been contributing.
Yep.
It's about trying to get everybody a hit now. 14 hits in the game. And the Pioneers have really done a job here tonight. 8-3. 6 defensive outs away from a victory.
Yeah, excuse me, I'm about to say the outfield playing in, so trying to keep it at this five-run deficit for Geneva.
Strike 1 to Pang. As Nathan steps back in. UC Davis prospect, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. I've seen a couple UC Davis guys.
I've seen him throughout the league. A little surprising.
Yeah.
That one bounces in and away from the catcher.
Well, again, we talked about with the Enforcers last year, again, a brand new team that was all kind of coming together at once, where guys were coming from all around the world, literally.
For sure.
And then these guys, again, talking about California, guys who have grown up in this area, guys from Alabama coming up from Auburn, Kentucky, Texas, guys coming from all over just to play here in Elmira.
For sure, and we love to see it. Always a good time out here at historic Dunn Field. The wind, the pitch. Cut on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 for Nathan Pang as he tries to avoid becoming the last out here in the bottom of the 7th. Pioneers continue to hold that 5-run lead, 8-3. Geneva's pitcher Harrison Treble shaking off. Now he's got the sign he likes. Wines, delivers. Thrown. That one's a little low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Down showdown.
Again, the FanDuel Sportsbook opened up a week or two ago.
It certainly has.
One of the first of 4 original sports books in New York is another one bounces in front of the plate.
3 balls, 2 strikes. That's really when I thought you were going to get down there, George. I was sure when that opened up, you'd at least have to go cover it.
Don't get me started on that one. I asked.
Well, you got to do some other fun stuff, so we'll go into that a little later on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, popped up. This one could be playable. Pang, you hear his frustration as he throws his bat down. The play will be made by the second baseman, and Pang goes 0 for 4. The Pioneers take a 5-run lead to the top of the 8th. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and with that, we are back live here on Mixlr.com. Matt Busher going to work again. I'm a little surprised, I have to admit. Busher has been a 2-3 inning guy. Certainly not expecting him to work 4, and now into his almost 5th inning of work here.
Yeah, again, he's been impressive. I'm surprised he had to come in a little bit early as he bounces that one to the left-handed batter's box once again. But again, no one warming up yet for the Pios, so this looks like it'll be his inning, which would be his 5th. So if he goes 5, then there's your 5 innings for the guy.
Could be. Win. As Nick Nebraska comes in here. The wind and the pitch. taken for a ball.
Yeah,
Nebraska flinched.
And he checked. That's a pretty good check. Able to hold up, I guess.
2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, matching the number on the jersey. The wind and the pitch from Busher in there for a strike on the outside corner. Still nobody moving towards that bullpen.
We talked about late in the year, keep the pitchers fresh. You have fewer guys when you did start the season.
The pitch cut on and missed. Nebraska swinging for the Shamong. 2 ball, 2 strike. Oh, good to know. All of Matt's friends are here from North Hunterdon High School. Thanks so much for that information.
That's a good night for them to come out.
Certainly is. The wind, the pitch. Taken for a ball, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. As Busher trying to work through the first third of the 8th inning. Just missed ball 4. And Brennan DeRigi is not happy out there at second base.
No, he's voiced his frustrations a time or two against the umpires.
As now Alexander Gao, 1 for 3, does have an RBI on the night.
Yep, RBI single in the third. 1 of 3 runs that were scored in the third.
As Gao looks in, he comes set. The line and pitch from Busher outside gets away. That's going to allow an easy advance for the very, very tall first baseman, Nick Nebraska. See him towering over DeRigi out there. You get that right in the center of your screen.
Yeah, he is.
1 ball, no strikes.
Still no movement out there.
As this is Busher's 8th inning. So, Matt Busher having himself a night here. 4 straight zeros put up exactly the way you want to see it. As the Pioneers trying to keep themselves in a playoff position. Busher takes a long look into his catcher. Comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on, popped up. This should be playable for the right fielder, Andrew Sexton. He's jogging in towards it. Makes the grab. Throws the ball in quickly. And not much movement out there from Nick Nebraska. He is not going to be trying to challenge that one.
Nope.
That's going to bring up Brandon Cooper. Cooper, so far this season, so far tonight, 1 for 2, hit by a pitch. As Busher trying to find another out here. Cooper, another one of those who's been very vocal about the strike zone from the umpire behind the plate. The wind and the pitch. Just off the outside corner, 1-0. 1 ball, no outs, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, as I'm really tripping over myself here tonight.
And yeah, but one thing Busher's done, he hasn't done it with the strikeouts. Only 2 strikeouts so far in this outstanding almost 5 innings tonight.
2 balls, no strikes. As again, Busher pitching to contact, and it's working for him. Almost, I brought it up the other night with another pitcher in the Pioneers lineup, Andy Pettit-like. As that one's popped up, Sexton has a read, makes the grab, and now the runner moving. As that will advance the runner to third on the fly ball out. Cooper goes 1 for 3. That will bring up Cross Grundy. Grundy 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts on the night. Again, I talked about it earlier. He's usually a very disciplined. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here.
Number 19 now coming in.
So, Dylan Chiaro comes up.
Yep.
So that'll be the end of the night for Cross Grundy.
Grundy had 2 strikeouts and grounded into a double play tonight, 0 for 3.
So Chiaro coming in. Chiaro's number is $152, 5 for 33. So you assume he'll take over in left field. The first pitch, cut on, fouled back.
I remind you to make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass.
Yeah.
As just the second time tonight we've used that one.
We haven't had too many. Again, a lot of ground balls and hits. As the wildlife enters the booth.
0-1 count. The next pitch, cut on, ground ball towards Brody. Scoops it up, throws to first in time. And that will put down the team from Geneva. They have 3 offensive outs remaining. 8-3 score as the Pioneers head for the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, Treble back on the mound. One last opportunity for the Pioneers. At least you hope, George. A 5-run deficit. Pioneers would love to not have to head back out for the bottom of the 9th, but
Nope, no one up in either bullpen, and hopefully they don't put up 5 runs in that 9th inning.
tell you what, though, you'd like seeing Trey Harmon leading things off. Harmon, 3 for 4 on the day. He's had a good one here tonight.
He has, again, a double in the 2nd, a single in the 3rd, a single in the 4th, has scored 2 runs, has driven in 2, grounded out his last time up to the pitcher.
As Harmon looks out, Harrison Treble going back to work. The line, the pitch, taken for a strike right down the gut. I don't know too many pitchers with the huevos to throw that one to Trey Harmon a few times.
I mean, it's a 5-run deficit. You got to get through. The game any way you can.
The next pitch,
Yep.
In there low, 1-1. Certainly an interesting strategy here, coming right down the gut and then trying to get Trey to chase. A very good eye, normally out of the Kentucky prospect. The wind and the pitch, cut on, driven through the infield, and Trey Harmon's going to have himself a single.
Ooh, a 4-hit night for Trey Harmon. Have yourself a night.
Certainly has. As that will bring up Bryce Moskowitz. Moskowitz not having a shabby night either.
No. Are you surprised they haven't subbed a couple guys out at this point with a lead and such late in the game?
You know what? Because of the defense and how important this game really is for the Pioneers, especially needing that win, keeping themselves in the playoff contention and keeping things going, I'm not that surprised. With one game tomorrow, a day off on Monday, you really probably aren't as stressed about the overtaxation of your players. I mean, you never know with Matt Birch. I'm going to be I'll be 100% honest with you. As now again, coming back set, the wind and the pitch inside, as that's in there. 2 balls, no strikes. Waiting on the next pitch.
Again, clearly not concerned with having to stretch out their pitchers tonight.
As again, in there for a ball.
Again, sending Busher out for well, it looks like it'll be 6 innings.
Certainly does. 3 balls, no strikes. As again, 3-0 the count, the wind, the pitch, in there for a strike. So 3-1 now. Still nobody out. The Pioneers, as I said, that's the interesting thing with the collegiate summer leagues. Every at-bat matters to these guys. They need to utilize every single chance they get up to the plate, as there's a walk for Bryce Moskowitz. He will take a free pass down to first. That's going to bring up Brendan Derigi. Derigi, who's 1 for 2. Or excuse me. Correct me on that one, George.
Yep. Again, he had a sacrifice in the second, flew out in the third, singled in the fourth, and walked in the sixth.
As now again, Derigi coming up.
And taking his time up there. Still no one warming up for the Pios.
The joke on Brennan was he has the slowest walk up on the team, and a couple weeks ago, as the first pitch in there for a ball. A couple weeks ago, he was, excuse me, I think it was actually a week and a half ago now. He was the Taco Bell K-Man in Watertown, and they play a song called the Taco Song. It's raining tacos, and you almost heard the whole minute and a half every time Brennan came to the plate, as there's 1 ball, 1 strike. And that was a good long joke for a little while on the bus that everybody learned the words because he had to come up 3 times after striking out. So it was a fun little trip on the bus on the way back from Watertown in there for a ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. For those of you unfamiliar with New York, Watertown, a 3-hour trip for the Pioneers.
You're familiar with that one, having to go up for the Watertown Wolves.
Wolves and the Rapids this year. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, and that will get fouled away. So, 2 ball, 2 strike count as Derigi trying to push across another run. Runners in scoring position. Runners at first and second base now. Moskowitz over there at first. Trey Harmon standing at second. Successful bottom of the 8th so far for the Pioneers. 15 hits in the game. The windup, the pitch, cut on. Derigi fouls that one off his foot. That's going to get foul as well. I thought it was pretty clear. It went off his foot. The umpire made signal after the ball finally died in the grass. The way Derigi reacted, you could tell it had hit him.
What count do you have? I have 2-2. They have 3-2.
I had 2-2 as well, but umpire not making a correction as of yet.
And we'll take a pre-walk, but
inside.
No. Nope, now he's showing 2-2.
The umpire saying 2.
He's saying 2-2. I have 3-2. The scoreboard now has a 4 and I don't know. It's a late night and it's a big lead for the Pios. Doesn't matter. There we go.
Outside, there's ball 4. As the count was shown 2-2, but now Derigi takes his walk. Second time tonight, he's walked down to first base. Kyle Richardson will come up. Richardson 1 for 3 base on balls.
Yep, had that one hit came around to score in the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Flew out twice to center field and first base.
Now does have the bases loaded again, however. As Richardson with the bases loaded, 0 for 1. So not a situation he's been faced with a lot this year. The wind, the pitch, high, 1-0. So treble running into some trouble. As now, once again, it's fun with puns.
Yeah.
1-0 here up in the broadcast booth. Been a long summer, George.
It has been a long summer, John.
As the wind, the pitch, cut on, drilled towards the second baseman. Second baseman plays it on a hop, touch second base, throw over to first. In time, but Trey Harmon will come across, and we have a 9-3 lead. As Kyle Richardson grounds into a double play, but also earns himself an RBI.
He does.
So a good day as Richardson does add an RBI. Now a runner stands 90 feet from home, and Trevor Henneman will be the next man up. See what he can do. He's had himself a day too, George.
Yeah, he's got a double, a single, and a walk tonight. Has also scored a run. Like pretty much every single batter tonight. Almost every single batter in the 4th.
I think, I was going to say, if you eliminate every other inning, I think that's still the case. The 4th inning was a huge inning for your Pioneers.
Let's see.
9-3, a 6-run lead as Henneman looks in. The wind and pitch from treble. Cut on, ground ball towards the left side. Let go. The shortstop picks it up. Henneman on this way. He will make it in time. Henneman beats it out. And Moskowitz comes across to score. Unbelievable hustle by Trevor Henneman. So a 10-3 lead, George.
You never have too many insurance runs, John.
Certainly can't. As now again,
The only 2 guys that haven't scored a run tonight are Pang and Moskowitz.
As we look one more time, bottom of the 8th inning, both here and in Watertown. 10-4 in Watertown, 10-3 here in Elmira.
Scratch Pat Moskowitz just scored. Dorigi has not scored tonight, so Pang and Dorigi have not scored.
That is it.
But they both have RBIs.
As Sexton back up to the plate. So Andrew Sexton takes ball one. The 10th run finally added to the scoreboard. 10-3 for your Elmira Pioneers, who just need 3 defensive outs. Ooh, that one high and tight. Andrew Sexton. A lot of guts to stand through that one. I believe that was just the lights flickering.
I was about to say I saw a flash of light. I had flashbacks to earlier in the season with all the rain delays.
Well, I think you get a delay at this point. They may waive it, as that's fouled back. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Whew, we had a lot of rain delays earlier this year.
We certainly did. But you know what? They were delays, and now the Pioneers not having to make up a ton of games. Just one more doubleheader to make up.
We pushed through rain delays no matter how long.
Certainly did. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
We've had no umpire delays.
That was a weird delay. The wind of the pitch. Bounces away, way away. No, and Henneman, a little surprised he wasn't on the move there.
A lefty warming up for Geneva, just in case.
So I believe that's a 3-1 count now. Is that what you have, George?
That is what I have, John.
All right. Well, just verifying off of the scoreboard there. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Yep. As
the Elmira Pioneers trying to keep this inning alive and turn it back over. Jeff Mejia would love one more at bat, as that's inside for ball 4. Sexton rolls down for the 3rd time on the base on balls, as that's going to bring up Jeff Mejia.
Again, he's got 3 hits tonight, all singles, a strikeout looking and a fly out to left.
So Mejia steps back in.
And we'll have a visit out to the mound.
So will this be the end of the night for Treble?
I think Treble might be in trouble here.
He might be.
No, only the catcher's going out.
Catcher comes out. Pitching coach comes out.
Yeah.
Treble looked to offer the ball, but apparently he's going to stay in here. He's at least going to face Mejia.
I don't know who the lefty is warming up, because I think they've already thrown out all their lefties. At least those are who are listed. My laptop would move.
As again, we'll have to see.
Because we've seen Avalone.
We have.
We've seen Gessel.
We have.
One man, Puncher.
Kobe Punchard. He is actually from Elmira Heights.
He does not have a left or right listed, so that might be him if he's a lefty.
Actually, we have a authority in the booth. Is that Punchard down in the bullpen? Other side. Doesn't play for us.
That one's driven out into left center field, and it's going to split the gap and get down to the warning track. 1 run's going to come around to score.
A 2nd run coming. Mejia still on his horse. He will pull up at second base. As 2 runs cross, it's a 12-3 lead for your Elmira Pioneers. All right, so some information from the Bushers again. Matt pitching good, team playing great. Completely agree with that one. All his buddies are, oh boy, throwing me a loop. I'm gonna go Januzzi, Cole, Hensler, Tommy, Wayne, and his cousin, who is a favorite niece of someone watching the broadcast, Emily. So thank you all for coming on out. I believe that's gonna do it for the day for Harrison Treble. So we will be right back with the Geneva Red Wings still looking for one final out, a 12-3 deficit as the Pioneers continue to hang around. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and we are back. So we have been informed that the pitcher is number 10, Miles Stearns from Puget Sound. Stearns.
He's listed actually as a righty on the website, which is why we didn't see him.
That would make sense. Well, he's got a 9.56 ERA, 1 win, 3 losses, 10 games played in, 1 game started, 16 innings pitched, 20 hits, 25 runs, 17 earned, 18 bases on balls, as well as 18 strikeouts. So, 50-50 there on the strikeouts, bases on balls. So the Pioneers trying to avoid making that final out of the inning. As again, Mejia stands on second base after a bases clearing double. That's going to bring up Brody Moore. Moore 2 for 5 on the day.
3 walks for Treble in his 2/3 of an inning.
That doesn't sound right to me.
No?
Check your math on that because he was there in the last inning.
Oh, was he?
He was.
Inning and third. Inning and 2/3.
That one's inside. That one thought that might have got Brody, but he appears to be fine and not going to take his base. So 1 ball, no strike right out of the bullpen.
I gave up on scoring. I lost. I don't know. Because I got 7 counted up here.
Interesting. The line, the pitch, cut on, driven out there towards right. Catch is made. So a 2-pitch outing for the man out of Puget Sound. And the Pioneers will go to the top of the 9th, needing just 3 defensive outs to finish off a big victory. 12-3 for the Pioneers. We'll be back here on Mixler.com. All right, Matt Busher set to tackle the top of the 9th inning, trying to work through the rest of this ball game, and the way he's been pitching, he's got the chance. Busher back on the hill. The first pitch, cut on and fouled away. As Dylan Schwarmer, 8-9-1 due up here, George.
Yeah, again, the bottom of the lineup has virtually done nothing with the
bottom.
Yeah.
The Geneva lineup in general.
Yeah.
It's been a rough outing for him.
That one
bounces away. 1 ball, 1 strike. They have an out on the board.
Yep. Schwarmer.
I don't believe there's been an out made yet.
Nope. Schwarmer 0 for 3 for strikeout looking his last time out there.
So the scoreboard guy wanting to get home. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cut on and fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As that one gets out of here, make the right decision, George.
Insist on Gerber collision for only the 3rd or 4th time tonight, Josh.
Really?
Not
and
a lot.
auto glass.
Yeah.
So stepping back in, Busher trying to finish this one off. What an outing. Came in the 4th inning as that one's chopped towards 3rd. Running in, and that one eats up the 3rd baseman, Bryce Moskowitz.
Yeah, weird. He kind of took a step back over there at 3rd before charging in and just ate him up as it hit the grass. So
waiting to see the official score if that's going to be a hit or an error.
It's weird because, again, the ball took a weird bounce. May give him the error.
They do give him the error. Okay,
I
so
I agree on it. he read it wrong off the bat.
I agree as well. So he reaches on an error. That'll bring up Thursel White. White 1 for 3. As they trail by 9. Certainly going to be a tough one to come back from here. That's just off the corner. 1-0.
Yeah, White came around to score me third after a base hit. They did all their scoring in that inning.
I was just going to say it was a one-inning appearance.
Ooh.
As that one beans Thursel White. I got him on the umpire says the arm. Busher 3 outs away from getting out of this game.
Yeah, no one warming up in the bullpen, so this is his game.
Certainly deserves it. Came in the 4th inning. He has been perfect.
Yep.
So Chisholm coming up. 1 for 3, base on balls. Would love to see him chop something somewhere in turn 2 here if the Pioneers can do it. As now, Busher comes set. He winds and delivers. That one bounces.
Ooh.
Scooped up. Throw down and not in time. The umpire doesn't even make a signal. I mean, that's how safe he was. So runners at second and third. Busher certainly feeling the pinch now. As still no one warming down in that Pioneers pen.
Nope.
Busher going to get to finish. I mean, with this kind of a lead, you really aren't too worried about it aside from the ERA.
It's the end of the year.
The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball. 2-0.
I mean, I don't know if a Busher family who is watching tonight can talk about his pitch count or if he has a pitch limit, but I mean, he's been out there for a while. Starting to tire down just a little bit.
As that's inside. 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. As the next man up would be Daniel Sperling.
He's done nothing. He's 0 for 4.
As now again, the pitch in there for a strike, 3-1. Again, have to see what Busher can do here. Busher comes set. He winds and delivers. Low, ball 4. So Busher asking for a new baseball. Second base on ball of the night for Brennan Chisholm. As now that 9-run lead is still safely in the Pioneers' side. But Busher feeling the pinch as now he's facing second batter in the order as the shortstop and the catcher all coming out to join in on a mound conversation.
Yep, give him a little bit of a rest.
Certainly want to pump him up. Busher's had a heck of a game here.
He has, again, coming out of Old Dominion, out of Pittstown, New Jersey, as the nature gets even closer to the booth. It was also a quarterback in playing prep high school.
You know what I always find weird is it's such a weird conversion. A lot of quarterbacks don't make great pitchers, but a lot of pitchers make great quarterbacks. It's a kind of a weird transition. Obviously, the fingering on the ball is a little different.
It's the arm slot is kind of the big issue.
For sure.
You see a lot more pitchers with a little bit of a 3/4 of a side arm motion. A lot more quarterbacks a little bit more over the top as he punches that one over into the infield. It'll be a
quick first out there.
But the first run that comes across since the 3rd inning for Geneva.
So an RBI accomplished there.
And Schwarmer comes across after the error.
As, again, not a tremendous start there, but Sperling does earn himself an RBI. As Fisher comes up. Fisher 3 for 4. Had a double, couple of singles.
Yep.
Busher trying to get stretched out again here. He took that one off his foot. He's just trying to see if he can land on it solidly. Manager didn't come out, so he's not too concerned. Busher must have waved him back. As Matt Birch, usually the first one out of the dugout when a pitcher gets hit with a line drive comebacker.
Yep, no movement out there. Again, Busher listed online with a fastball 87 to 88, and then a slider in the mid to high 70s. He's also played a little bit of outfield. And again, I mentioned the stat or the little nugget earlier. The same high school as a former Phillies prospect, Jason Knapp, who was a key piece in that Cliff Lee trade that happened 10 years ago tonight.
It did.
A little interesting.
We know you love the Phillies,
Yes.
the Phillies trivia, George.
Again, 10 years ago tonight.
For sure. Quite an interesting timeline there as Busher throws ball 1. 1-0. 1 out here as the Pioneers, 2 outs away from claiming victory.
If you get to talk about Biggio, I get to talk about Cliff
That's
Lee.
true. You're right.
There we go.
The wind and the pitch. I'll bring in Bagwell, too, anytime I see Henneman come up. 2 balls, no strikes. As now again, I also bring up Verlander when Rubino was pitching. So the wind and the pitch. I ranged through all of Astros history. 3 balls, no strikes, as Busher feeling a little bit pinched here.
Yeah.
Still no working down in the bullpen.
A little surprised. I mean, no one has even warmed up for a couple of innings.
The pitch high and inside. That will give a pathway to home as another run will cross on the walk. As we do get a little piece of information here. Matt has done over 100 pitches with White House Legion Post to win the New Jersey State Championship, but it was Flemington, New Jersey 159 at the time. Well, thank you for that. Always interesting little trivia tidbits. As now, I believe we're going to see.
He just looked into the dugout like, are you kidding me? I've been out here for 6 innings.
Well, Busher, perhaps we're going to see Trey Harmon. I have a feeling it's going to be Trey Harmon or Nathan Pang.
Someone's coming in from a dugout.
Coming in. Who is it? Is this
7?
Connor Takis?
Number 7.
So Connor Takis looking to come in and make the final 2 outs of the game. So we'll step aside while he warms up. Matt Busher, what a night. He really he gives up 2 runs here in the top of the 9th, but in all honesty, 4.1 innings. That's a amazing appearance for a guy out of the bullpen and making these kind of impacts. So good job on Matt Busher. That'll end his night. We'll be back here on Mixler.com. All right, and with that, I admit to being wrong. Nathan Pang comes into the game. I was talking about it before. I wouldn't be surprised to see Pang come in. 4.91 ERA, 6 appearances, 1 save already. As 11 innings pitched, 9 hits, 8 runs, 6 of them are 9 bases on balls, 12 strikeouts. As the Pioneers need just 2 outs to get out of this one. A 12-5 score. So a great job by Matt Busher. Certainly no one can contest that. This will not be a save opportunity for Nathan Pang. However, that one gets around, and that'll put runners on 2nd and 3rd now. So trying to deal with a very big bat down there in the base paths. Certainly not a guy you want to mess around with. That much I can tell you for sure. As Nick Nebraska can drive the ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Cut on and missed. 1-1. As that one appeared to get Henneman. He's looking at his lip there. Not sure if he had that one fouled back into his mask or if he was a little bit too forward. All right, what a game by Matt. Huge for the staff. Warrior perform 100%. As Jeff Mejia chimes in there, and 100%. Absolutely amazing. Great outing by a usual 2 to 3 inning guy. You love to see that. The guts of that performance. The wind and pitch from Pang in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Again, five and third innings is again Pang comes in. 5 and third innings, 2 hits, and I'm still adding up the walks and strikeouts.
As now again, Pang looking in the wind, the pitch bounces one up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Henneman keeps the ball in front of him, doesn't allow that ball to get away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nathan Pang looking for his first out here in the ball game after playing left field all game long. Pang comes set. He looks in. The wind, the pitch. Cut on and fouled away. 2 ball, 2 strike count one more time here, George. As the Pioneers looking for just 2 outs. Been a long night so far. We've got fireworks coming up next.
Woo. Love the fireworks.
Certainly. Always fun to watch. As Nathan Pang takes a long look. He winds and delivers. Cut on. That one swung on and missed. Will bounce away. Popping up. Throw down to first. Harmon steps on the bag in time. That'll be a strike him out, throw him out. Strikeout call. As Nathan Pang has earned the first out. 1 more needed. All comes down to the shoulders of the next man up.
Gao.
We'll have to see if Alexander Gao
It is.
can. I was wondering if we might see a substitution. I was a little surprised to see Gao into the game. We've seen Gao as a pitcher several times. I'm sure you look at his stats, they're there. He's 349 batter, but you just wonder as you continue through, if it hasn't worked all night, when do you change things up?
Again, it's tough. 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the third, but that's it for Gao tonight.
Well, especially with
DH.
2 outs, runners on second and third. I mean, I wondered. I had to hold up till I could see the number on the back as Gao fouls one off. 1 ball, 1 strike. You just never know, especially the man they call Schwami, not here, the usual manager for the Geneva Red Wings. As now again, Pioneers coming back set. Nathan Pang winds and delivers. Swung on, popped up. This could be playable. Harmon has the read. If he makes this catch, he does! The Pioneers claim victory. And Nathan Pang is all smiles down there on the mound. A 12-5 win for your Elmira Pioneers. They keep the playoff hopes alive. And what a game. Final line score here, 5-8 and 1 error for the Geneva Red Wings. 12 runs, 17 hits, 1 error for the Elmira Pioneers. We'll take one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we sign off for the night. As we take a look down, the Watertown Rapids making a comeback here in the bottom of the ninth, 6-10 as we speak. So you never know what's going to finish up over there. But as far as our game's concerned, we are wrapped up and finished. I'm John Clement.
I'm George Stockberger.
Good night, Elmira. We'll see you tomorrow live from Oneonta as the Pioneers take on the Outlaws.